Right, shalom, shalom. GMS Virginia camp, back out here to do what we've been called to do. And that's prophesied. Before we get started, like always, want to give all praises and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, and Kaddish.
Lord, to our teachers, the other apostles, a great millstone, and shalom to hopeful let.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of a man.
Yeah, that's the whole duty of man, right? Beginning with men, right? The specimen of men that have been put on the earth to lead the rest of creation. The purpose of man was to what? Keep the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? That's what makes a righteous society. That's what makes a society based upon righteous morals and conduct, righteous behavior, right? If you're going to obey the laws of the land, even Paul said that, Paul said he was a Roman citizen. If you're going to obey the laws of the land, not run a red light, pay your property tax, pay your bills, right? Adhere to the government, adhere to the peace. How much more should you adhere to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua? And there's more than 10 commandments, right? There's more than 10 commandments. See, there's a law on a man if he gets another wife, right? That's one of the laws, right? It says if a man takes some another wife, let him, be able to, roughly paraphrasing it, let him be able to provide the essentials she may need. Shelter, clothing, food, right? You got to be able to financially support that woman. But there's a law on that. A man can take another woman. Why is that though? Because obviously women outnumber men. And the main purpose of man and women being put together was to do what? Be fruitful and multiply. But not in the context, not in the way that it's done today. Right? It's done just having wild, random sex. That ain't what meant to be. It was a union. It was a union. Everything the Lord does is a covenant. It's a bond. Right? So it's the same thing with a man and a woman. Sex, marriage, it's a bond, it's a union. That's why when a woman has sex with a man, that's supposed to be her husband. That's why they call something, it's called consummating the marriage. Even in today's time, you'll walk down the aisle, which is bullshit, right? But consummating the marriage is what? Sex. Going back to ancient traditions, you would just take it, right? If she was betrothed to you, and the wedding night would come down, you did have instances where there was ceremonies held, but it wasn't like in today's time where you got the government putting you on papers, all right? And then when the wife or the woman gets upset with you, she can divorce you. Get half of everything that you work for. No, it's not like that, right? So why did the Lord say if a man had another woman, it's okay? Because you're building a righteous order, right? How easier is it to run a household when you have multiple women doing different jobs? You got one woman taking care of the kids. You got another woman doing the laundry. You got another woman tending to the garden if you got one. You got another woman. Whatever the case may be, cooking, you got another one cleaning, whatever. Everything runs more smoothly. And if you wanted to apply that to this time, right, if it was able to work, they could use their funds, because women are able to work now, right? They're able to have jobs, roam freely, right? If they were moving in a righteous manner, they would use all the funds and bring it back to the household, to their head, to their husband, and that would take the whole family out of the middle class and really put you in the upper class. Right. If it was working like that, imagine if you had 10 wives that all had, and these women got good jobs. So let's say let's keep it at a minimum. Right? Let's say they all made 50 grand a year. The 10 wives made 50 grand a year. That's what.
So you put 50,000 times 10. You got 10 wives.
500,000.
Yeah, 500,000.
Yeah.
That's 500,000 coming in the household. Plus your income. Right? That automatically puts you at the top of the, right?
Yeah.
So not only do your kids and your kids don't have to go and learn from the white man's school because they're being taught at home. And the reason why homeschool is so important in the righteous society is because you're not just being taught which math at a certain point needs to be cut off. Once you learn how to basically count, the rest of it's bullshit. Don't use it. But the main reason that homeschool is important is because of the morals that you're instilling in your child. Right? Nowadays, you just send your child off on a bus, you drag them out the bed. Right? They don't want to go. You just dragging them out the bed, throwing them to the bus. Go. You sending them off to people you don't know. You don't know what these people's background. You don't know where they come from. And they're teaching your kids. They're around your kids. They're your kids' counselors. Right? But they're not instilling your kids any righteous morals from the scriptures. They're just teaching your kids what? A curriculum. The same curriculum that was passed down from generation on generation. The same math curriculum, the same history curriculum, the same science curriculum. Right? Really, they're teaching you how to be an obedient citizen of Babylon. Right?
Yeah, I wanted to get him what the scripture says, train up a child, so he should not depart from it.
I got a quick precept for what you said earlier. It's Ezekiel 34 and 31. It says, "And ye my flock of my pasture are men, and I am your parasite, your Yahweh thy power."
Well, it starts with men. Everything starts with the man. Right? The leadership. Everything starts with the leadership. The scripture says, if the whole head is, matter of fact, brother, give me that. What is that, Isaiah? The first chapter. Yeah. Give me that real quick about the whole head being sick. Because the leadership starts with the man. Let's go into the book of 1 Corinthians. I believe it's the 11th chapter, where it says the head of Yahushua is the Most High. The head of the man is Yahushua. So what does the man get his leadership from? The man gets his leadership from Yahushua. Right? So he's able to lead righteously.
Isaiah 1 and 5 says, "Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick."
So if the head is sick, and in this case I'm applying the relationship between a man and a woman, if the man is sick, then everything is thrown off course. So in order for the man to get healing, right, they have to come to what? The physician. Who's the physician? Yahushua. Right? The man has to be healed and able to lead properly. A man can't lead if he's sick. Right? So if the whole head is sick, which that's talking about the nation, but I'm applying it to the relationship between a man and a woman. If the man is sick, then the family structure is broken. Right now, you can go into the history and how Esau got men out of the household, but men were already sick before. The men were already sick before Esau got them out of the household. Right? It started on the plantation, the butt breaking, right? The demasculation, right? So now in this day and time, a man has to figure out what? Your purpose. You got to figure out your purpose, right? Why are you on the earth? Why did the Lord create you? Why did the Lord, Genesis tells us, he breathed in man the breath of life. What is that breath?
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
What is that breath? The wisdom, right? So if he breathed in man the breath of life, which is the wisdom, where do you get your wisdom from? Now you can listen to the red pill guys and get wisdom from there, but you're still going to be lacking in the spiritual aspect, right? Because you need the spirituality side to defeat the carnal realm. Because you can boost yourself up in the red pill zone, but it's still a carnal way about going. Right? You can get muscles, you can boost your ego, your pride. But see, Esau has so many devices in the carnality realm that you can't defeat him like that. So how do you get wisdom on the spiritual side? Well, the scriptures.
That's right. Another thing too, they don't prophesy. So they don't. It's okay. Yeah, you want to do the best you can as a man. Because as a man, it's very important that you just keep your mind intact, healthy, physical, working out, being able to learn how to fight and protect. That's very important. Warriors, Israelite men. But the thing about it, they don't prophesy. So again, all of that is good, if you don't understand that the world is ready to come to an end, the cash is ready to stop, they're ready to put an object in, you're pretty much going to be misdirected. You're going to fall for that. So when they switch over to that object, you fall right into it. Think that this is being a man. This is every man, a real man, puts an object inside of him. Get tracked. You think that's a cool move? You take it.
Like the guys we had out here last Saturday, they were saying they don't deal in the hypotheticals. Right. Where the Bible is a book of prophecy. Where the scriptures tell us, Revelation, get that, the testimony of Yahushua. The testimony of the Lord is prophecy. So you have to deal in hypotheticals, right? In case scenario, what would happen if this occurred? So when I brought up the situation, I was telling them, when doomsday happens, we don't deal in hypotheticals. If that happens, we'll deal with it when it comes. Well, if you're not preparing your mind spiritually before these things come, you're not going to be able to withstand the evil day. Like the scripture, get that Revelation.
Okay. This is Revelation chapter. I'm sorry, from verse 2, 1 and 2. It says, "Who bore the record of the word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahushua, and of all the things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. For the time is at hand."
Like the brother Karab just said, prophecy. These real cool guys, they're not going to teach you about. Now they may know about cryptocurrency, but they don't know how to tie it into the mark of the beast. Right? And that's very instrumental because the scriptures clearly tell us that the mark of the beast, if you take it, you're basically doomed for the pits of hell, right? Which is destruction, not a place where you burn forever, right? That means your soul is cast off from being part of the first fruits. You're not going to be part of that first resurrection when Yahushua comes back. You got to wait in the spirit realm to come back. And who knows how long that may be. The Lord may keep you up there for 4 generations. And you may miss hundreds of years in the kingdom before the Lord decides to put you back on the earth.
Position was good. And Andrew Tate just got out, right? So he pacing back and forth with a cigar in his mouth. Now ain't no telling what happened to that man. He might fail for it. He might got an object in him. His whole demeanor might be changed up to push a different agenda. One time you're pushing this one, men, they could have got to him, But the point we were saying is, majority of our people are being misguided, led to the slope. All this building up to American standard, the so-called white man standard, it's going to lead to you being destroyed.
And that's why you can't rely upon man's wisdom. We have to rely upon the word, because that's what gives us wisdom. If we go off our own understanding, we're going to fail every time because we say something stupid. Damn near every other sentence, we just slip up all the time. But you notice you never slip up, you just stay in the word. Like when these fucking scoffers come up and start just going back and forth with them without getting to the scriptures, you catch yourself just going in a circle where the scriptures tell you that you argue with a fool, you make yourself right? Because now y'all both just, I'm frustrated, so I'm just telling you what it is. But really, you can just go to the scripture and let the scripture speak. There's no end. Because they're just going to come more and more with their own shit that they've learned from the world. Which the scriptures tell you the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the wisdom of Yahweh.
Like I was saying yesterday in camp, you got a guy that thinks he's fucking wise. This place stupid. They start asking questions. And eventually, what the so-called wisdom you think he has, it comes to an end. So the loophole, the sinkhole in it.
Yeah, that comes from the spirit. It's how to wield a sword properly. The scriptures speak about it being a two-edged sword. You can cut yourself, like the brother said, you've been dealing for a while. You know how to deal with certain individuals, right? You don't always have to cut an individual. You can just lure them in their own trap and they'll cut themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to expound something real quick, just to make it quick. For example, let's talk about the passport bros. Okay, the woman over here.
Passport bros.
Your passport bros. The woman over here messed up. Okay, what is your solution? Okay, let's go over why we go overseas. Okay, but at the end of the day, that's not going to stop anything. What, feminism's still going to be there. And we know that oppression. And on top of that, the philosophies and, like I said, internet, like I said, everybody got internet now. I mean, like even some areas they got internet, so they watching, so they know about the passport bros, obviously. So who knows how like the wine could have influenced them women? Maybe not now. Maybe like a few years, a couple of years. And the next thing you know.
No, it's definitely now because I've seen a lot of them. They're covered in tattoos. They have an American mindset. That shit has reached Thailand and Korea You know, that's why you have hardcore countries like China, well, South Korea, because America aids South Korea, but North Korea is separate from South Korea. So when you look at North Korea, it's totally different. The way they women act, the way they men act is totally different from South Korea. But they're literally on the same plot of land. Why? Because South Korea has drunk in the wine of the harlot. But North Korea stayed in those ancient ways. So you go to South Korea and you see K-pop. You see that women in them short ass skirts dancing, trying to emulate what they see in Hollywood over here. North Korea ain't like that. They still in the countryside, they rough looking. Kim Jong-un don't play them fucking games. China too. China don't allow that shit. But everywhere where America has an ally and they set their bases up, they control that area, you'll see the women have that feminist mindset. The men are weaker. They allow women to do that shit. Career driven. And that's why, we don't want to harp too long on tape, but things he say is right. When you have weak men, things are easily allowed. Like if we had a nation of real masculine men who had their testosterone back, women would be corrected on the spot. And men would be driven into shame. They wouldn't be able to stand out amongst it because the men wouldn't allow it. Real men wouldn't allow it. They would literally beat your ass. And don't even mention being a homosexual. That goes without saying. But you see what Uganda did. Uganda said you can step out like that if you want to. We're gonna lock you over and put you to death. And that's righteous. Now I went on the fucking shade room just to look at the comments, and all you see is the nigga woman and you weak ass, effeminate, black ass, licorice niggas. It's wrong. Y'all judging people. And that's why black culture gotta be fucking destroyed. Cause y'all niggas have, the scripture say y'all have sit on y'all leisure. Y'all have crouched down. Y'all okay with wickedness being preached throughout the four corners of the earth as long as they're able to get that what? That paper dollar bill. That's why the Lord gonna tax Jake ass and he gonna take away that dollar bill.
That's right.
Go ahead, Blake. Ephesians 6, 10, and Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. It's like King David told King Solomon. He has a man stand having courage. Be strong in the Lord. You look at courage. Brother, can you look up the definition of courage real quick?
You didn't know etymology, some more words.
Because
the Hebrew, that's called a matzah, which means courage.
Yep, there you go.
Get into etymology.
You need etymology.
You can get the etymology, get the yeah. I think the Merriam. Bring it up.
The word courage in the etymon, it says heart as a seat of emotions, hence spirit, temperament, state of frame of mind. It says heart.
Now, temperament, just that word real quick, because even the scriptures speak about temperaments. And that goes into being patient, right? And examining the situation before you act, right? That's what temperance goes into. You're examining the situation before you act. And really it goes in, even Yahushua, because we're talking about courage, right before he had to get put up on the cross, he had a moment of temperance, right? Because he went to the Garden of Gethsemane to assess the situation first. He spoke to the Father. Now, it wasn't on no crying shit. It was on some, he was assessing the situation. Lord, if it be thy will, take the cup away. But if you want me to go through it, I will. Right? That was a temporary moment. He wasn't holding up scared and sweating. No, he sat there, and the flesh was weak, of course, but he had a moment of temperance, right? So he can go through that act of courage to be that sacrificial lamb for the nation to get away from your land. Go ahead, Zariel.
It says me.
There's a whole 2 Peter 1. Start at 17.
Yeah, get that right now.
Start at 1. 2 Peter 1 and 1.
Because those are characteristics a man needs. The world will have you teach men to be hasty, prideful, which leads to men's destruction. We see it all the time. No judgment, no assessing the situation, no temperance.
Like you said earlier about Jake, and it's sad too, man, because here it is, Esau done conquered you. Got the nigga woman looking bad and pathetic. Got every so-called black man that has some type of build. Put him on with a dress. making these so-called Negroes that so-called call themselves thugs look the worst, pathetic. Every day when you turn on the TV, you see a black ass nigga, and this looks pathetic. Here it is, Jake, so-called black men, starting with the so-called blacks down to the Hispanics. Everything the so-called white man has done to us, you justify his wickedness and say, oh, you shouldn't judge. You shouldn't say this. Every moment this so-called white man has to do with our image, he destroys it. But you had nothing to say. That's why the Lord has to come back. Because Esau, he's pushing his wickedness across the four corners. And take who's his number one supporter? The nigga that he conquered. It's us. Our people that he conquered. It's like Jake is the cheerleader for Esau. You see the Dallas Cowboys, you see the cheerleaders, but that's Jake with the pom-poms cheering on Esau. But that just shows you how bad, how much of a devastating blow that Esau did to our people of confidence, man.
Yeah. You say that you're free, but really you just conquered. Right? You don't need to have chains on a conquered people. Why the fuck would you keep chains on a conquered people? You got their mind. Now just use them as the workforce, economic labor force. You know, so he allows you to work on the roads. You know, work on these businesses, marking up the stores,
Glorify his kingdom.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping these 500 companies, these big businesses running while you're the surface level workers, man. The cashiers. When you look at what keeps society running, the buses, the transit buses, the mail workers, the real brunt of a society that keeps
Essential workers.
Yeah, that keeps everything going. Shipyard, that's Jake.
It is. I see it.
Houses being built, that's Jake.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I keep chains on you when I got your mind and I can keep you building my kingdom for cheap? There shouldn't be such thing as a minimum wage. There shouldn't be such thing as you make $20 an hour, you make $15. What the fuck is that? In a righteous society, a man's wages should be a righteous wage, and it should be appreciated, right? Whatever job you're doing, you get paid for that job at the end of the day too. You're not waiting every 2 weeks for some bullshit ass pay that doesn't equal out. Because when you look at those grunt jobs that do the hardest work, they get paid the least. And the guys that sit in the office get paid the most. What sense is that? That's snowing last and coke.
And you said wages is fair. Well, shit. What did they use to push feminism? Keisha, the nigga woman. So what happened? Well, they started allowing women to get all of them fields, career driven. Like, what's the number one woman being pushed to go into college right now? To be used up and then tossed away and leave the college with goddamn debt to their damn necks and can't pay it off. That's why a lot of them bitches now, they're hoping Biden can get rid of that college debt for them. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, you know?
Let's let them get their reparations.
So due to the fact that these women accepted the lies of the devil, hey, that wiped out your wages. So see, because if women didn't work, they would have to pay men more. So they could, of course, because men gonna have to support the family, so they would have to pay men more wages. Since they brought the women in, balanced out the wages, then they said when men go make a little bit, make it lower, they're gonna shoot the woman to be higher. Because again, in the day, when a woman is at envy with men, she'll do anything to get a high position.
Yeah.
Suck off the manager, suck off the boss, suck off the CEO, she'll go on.
She work longer.
Doesn't work harder.
Dedicated
Her goddamn own kids, destroy her own man's mind, and put her on, but make her. She's a traitor. Don't even see that she's a traitor, but you know it is. It's economics.
It's like, hey, like what's that video about that about a nigga woman who left her husband because he said, "What? I make more money than him."
She read it now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
She fucked up.
I saw that.
But hey, majority of women ain't gonna realize they fucked up until JT. You know what I mean? That's when it's really gonna hit.
When you look at these jobs, these women got it's a facade anyways, because the jobs that they have is based off the society already being built. This is very customer service, paperwork, accounting. Right, the only job a woman would really have of importance when time was down and the kingdom needed to be built was being nurses,
Yeah.
nursing the wounded. That was, other than that, women didn't have their jobs like that. But once society was built by men, now you can sit in the office with a skirt on. You can sit at the DMV, shitting on men.
Bitch.
Yeah. But when society breaks down, we're not gonna need those jobs.
Look at that corrupt.
I think that's
That's
Hammond.
no way. Damn it,
But we're not going to need those jobs when society breaks down. We're not going to be going and walking in a building, hey, can I get help? What you want, nigga? Nah, it's going to be all men from Wild West, right? Because contrary to popular belief, America, and I was watching a news clip of this Edomite, he was saying America tries to demonize other countries, but America's more deadly than any other country on the face of it. And that's a fact. That's why the scriptures call it the valley of the shadow of death. When you look at the murder rate, the gun crime, just all out, just death. This place is death, right? But it's going to be revealed more in Jacob's trouble. Wild West, the skirt is going to be lifted off the wall.
Like we're going into courage. That's not taught in so-called black men, so-called Hispanic and Latino men. We're taught to be pushovers, be judgeless, accept them, and be goddamn. Because that, again, I was looking into Deuteronomy 21, it talks about conquering women, support of women. And I was looking at Deuteronomy 20 about the war, killing men. You see so-called black men start with tribe of Judah down. Y'all don't realize this is everything you wake up is war. Throughout the day is war. We go to sleep is war. Everywhere is war. That's why when brothers were talking about the passport bros, those are niggas that don't realize they're at war. They want wife, kids, family. Nigga, you know we at war?
God.
Esau would take that goddamn motorbike or whatever she. It doesn't matter. That woman.
They essentially want, like I always bring up, they want their heaven now.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they on this side, the women cuss them out every day, say, nigga, you ain't shit. So they want to go to these other countries where they get treated as kings. They don't understand. Like you said, we at war, and we are under punishment right now.
Fight. Hey, you gotta fight, or you give in. And that's going into Ephesians. That's why you're supposed to put on that spiritual armor, because you're supposed to realize you're at war. You gotta fight. Either fight or just give up.
You know what? Another reason too. That's why a lot of they go to the Asian countries, because, like I said, you read their interviews. They even say that, I'm trying to escape America. America's dangerous. Black on black crime, the cops, and bro. That's why some of them leave America.
I understand.
You know what I mean? Once they say, wow, for example, look how Moabite act. Like, they don't talk about racism as it is in America. Look at me, I'm peaceful, and they don't bother me. And look at America, man. It's like, just black on black crimes, and
they're bolder on your shoulder. If you left the country and experience, you like, America is fucking wicked. And you'll see the demonic force that Esau has done to the mother nation. And the thing about it, those women are living off of survival because they are oppressed. And that's why, don't get they will accept you. They need money. They know they put a baby in them, you're going to be all gas. You're going to send that money to them. Of course. But you don't know what's going on with that woman. The point is this. You have to fight first. You have to lead. You have to get our boots dirty. We got to be watching. We got to alert our people, because the Lord's going to give us the How can you love or do anything? Love a woman, your kids, if you at war. Anything could happen. There's no rules to war. You gotta understand.
Beauty is something that's very disposable, man. There's so many beautiful women in the world. It's like you will see a beautiful woman today and see a more beautiful woman tomorrow. Stop focusing. The scriptures tell you to focus on the beauty of the woman. That's not your purpose. It's only gonna keep you in this way.
It's the etymology for the word war. It says large-scale military conflict. It says war, difficulty.
When you're in a military war, you station. You got some people that's actively on the field, but you got other people that are scouts. You may have infiltrated. You got spies in the other camp. It's different stations in a war.
Look at the top dog nigga. Yeah. He's connected with the government.
Yeah.
The scouts.
Yeah. You got the war for your mind. He's planning these rappers and celebrities. I was watching. Came across a Nicki Minaj interview. I was actually surprised. She was saying how she regret the surgery she did. she was fooled by men, and she was saying how celebrities put up as role models to program people. She was saying how she had a conversation with Future. Future told her, "You don't do drugs." He was like, "And then you just do it because it sells the music."
But you know what's crazy? Now, I never been listening to Future music, but I heard one mixtape he had. The whole thing was about drugs, and it's funny because actually, you know, some niggas in North Carolina, good boys. I'm talking about good boys. They had the mama and dad. And I stumbled across them, and I said, "Yo, these niggas rapping? What the fuck these niggas is? I know these niggas. These niggas is, come on, man."
Clarence.
And what are they talking about? Some goddamn cup. The video edited. He poured something in the cup and it shot up. I'm like, oh, these niggas talking about drugs. I know this. I know them. So yeah, like you said, it's on like going into that.
Almost just to add on, all these, majority of these songs is about wicked. What's my man from Canada? You got the song I Can't Feel My Face, man. You got the president. This one, Barack, the president. He was at the podium having a serious presidential joint. Walked up and started singing that song. You know what I mean? And that's, think about I Can't Feel My Face. He's talking about sniffing yet. But this world pushes it and disguises it like it's just talking about a female or something. You know, but that's what, hey, we brought this out last week at camp, you know? The Ish people created black culture. You know?
It was a wartime. It wasn't just something they just did. It's going into what the brothers bringing up. Go ahead, brother.
It says difficulty, dispute, hostility. It says fight, combat. It says war. It says
Because people think the strongest art of war is physicality. That's not true. The strongest art of war is the mind. The mind, the spirit dwells with it. Your mind up in your head. All right? So you get this, you can have somebody move how you want them to move without even touching.
Remember Sun Tzu? They said, I read an article, damn it, one of the scriptures in there. And they said the best war is a war not fought. So if you don't have to go all out war and keep the slaves happy, keep these Negroes happy, that's a war fought. I mean, that's a war that's already won. Why have blood on my streets? The real war they want to have is with us because we're trying to get our people's minds right. So the war is really going to be with us. But with 2/3, there's no war with Esau 2/3.
Yeah, I was watching this documentary on Netflix a couple of days ago, and it was dealing with the most wanted criminals of all time. We had this one guy. What's the place where they Hamites that were killing each other off? Genocide. Libya. Rwanda, right? He was the leader of Rwanda, and he financed the whole machetes coming into the country. The whole thing, he had a whole bunch of hundreds of thousands of machetes just shipped to this tribe of people to kill off the other tribe. And that's what started the genocide. And he did it without even touching anybody. Once those machetes came in the country, he went to Switzerland. He went all the way to, this is a fucking Hamite. He went to Switzerland. And when he left that country, you see the result of that. Them motherfuckers hacking each other up. That was a war tactic. And that was Hamites against Hamites. They hate each other.
Hey, real quick, before you go back. This is Matthew 10:28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." So, it's not just a physical thing, man. Like you said, watch the devil, he plants the seed, that creates more havoc and more wrath,
You gotta know your enemy. You gotta know how he moves, how he does, how he buys people off, he sets people up.
Yeah. And he made you see when he got the mind of the woman, now he turned her into your enemy. Once he got her mind, he didn't have to, he said, I don't have to fuck her. It'd be better for me to just get her mind and use her against this nigga. She's become a bigger thorn in your side than he is.
Because going into what Zerubbabel said in First Ezra, the 4th chapter, you read up, it tells you the power of what a woman has. And the nigga Alpha Male Strategist. He said the worst woman you ever have is the woman that knew the game. Who gave these our Israelite women the game? You saw. If you don't give those men that pussy and levitate it and have it above them, they'll bend the knee. They'll follow you. But really, you're supposed to follow them. But if you hold it from them, demand shit from them, make little tricks with it, let them sniff it, but don't let them touch it. Yeah, you got it, girl. You know? Everything's war, man. You know?
That's what these females rappers be doing, saying,
Man, yo.
just like just like that girl. What was it? Call Ray players. You know,
You got second thing.
what girls can do it too. You know all that other shit.
Yeah, you got that girl, what's it, sexy red. And it's crazy. You know, sometimes, hey, like the brother always put, education. Hey, so sometimes you so like you see what Jake is looking at. So I turn on sexy red, sucky Anna. And I'm like, huh? Hey, really allowing these girls to say this? Then you look at the comments. Then you got Lil Nas X did a video with NBA Youngboy. I'm like, oh, you saw this? Oh, you saw it. Then you got Lil Nas X with the man. I don't like this. That shit. That was the writer for City Girl, Saucy. So that's Saucy Gate, man. Listen. Yeah. It's all war tactics. They present this shit like it's crazy. Like, man,
Yes, but Solomon said he was well versed in everything. So Solomon, for educational purposes,
give me that
he
scripture.
dove in everything.
King David, I think it's Second King, the first chapter. King David commanded to King Solomon.
And that's why we can speak against it, because we know about these things. We study these things, we look at these things, and we assess the situation. We assess the wickedness of Jacob, so we can come out and speak against it. Finish that over.
It says, oh, hi, German wearing. It says, confused, perplexed, to confuse, mixed up.
The biggest word that you brought out right now is confusion. Babylon. He is confused all people. Men don't know what it is to be a man. A woman don't know what it is to be a woman. And that's going to be chaotic.
Man, you're confusing the sexes.
That's going to be chaotic. He don't know his purpose, and she don't even know what a man is. So she gets with a man, and she thinks a man is a play to her. But a man is moving to lead you in a proper direction. So a man says he needs free time, he needs to go do something. She don't know that that's the thing a man actually needs. It's in the law. You're actually supposed to have two separate locations. So when the woman is going to a purification period, she gets away from you. But in this society, oh, you're a man, you don't need free time. So what, you're a man?
You fucking another girl, made her insecure as hell. Like the scripture says, the woman that's jealous of another woman is with a beef in heart.
Really, if you have a woman who's wise, she will understand that's a benefit to you and you. Man wasn't put to be up on you 24 goddamn 7. That's ridiculous. And that's why you see so many men, alcoholics, smoking all the damn time, because they've been trapped in this system. They were lied to the thing, oh, I'm supposed to be with one woman all my life. But this nigga losing his fucking
Monogamy, that's what they call it.
Stress.
Monogamy.
Stress the hell out.
The nigga in the kitchen look like a damn bomb.
He wants some new box.
And he can't express his truth. He can't be a man, and that's the worst thing, because like I was saying a couple weeks ago, we're basically lions in a zoo. We're looking at everything, and we can't touch it, we can't talk it, we can't express our feelings how we want, and it literally drives you to the brink of insanity, to the point when the lion sees you enter into the cage and you ain't got the defenses you was supposed to have on you, the lion loses it. Oh, you lacking?
We're basically them lions that's behind the wall of the museum while people walking by. Now the lions be looking like, boy, if there's glass over there. When we see women out there, and women know it, they start strutting a little more. We be giving her a look like, you know what I mean? That's basically what we are.
I just went to North Carolina about a couple months ago, and I went to the zoo. And I was looking at the monkeys, got to try to line in another part. He just walked up. He can sing. I said, oh shit, nigga lying. He looked, damn. Then I couldn't get to him. I said, y'all need to throw a rock at him or something. Basically, he was tranked up.
Yeah.
When he's domesticated, going to the word domesticated, it means to control.
Yeah.
So now the animals are domesticated, and all people have become domesticated. You're under the control of the devil. The only reason he wants to control is to fully control. When he got your mind, that's how he's going to be able to get the people to get it in the first place.
Nice transition.
Yeah, he got your mind already.
Smooth one too.
Y'all took the fucking potion, man. That proves he got your mind. It should have been an all-out rebellion in America to lash out at the government. Right? We ain't taking shit. The airport should have been back. Motherfucker, you flying these planes and people didn't know about it. That's right. It's a stick-up.
You can't lock everybody.
You can't lock everybody up. If it was a right society, that shit they would have done away with.
And another thing too, they can't just outright just murder everybody. Then they definitely wouldn't have nothing. Nobody to build this society.
But people, that proves they got the mind of the people. Because the majority went with it.
Yep.
The minority was the ones where you got to go get the information of what's in it. You got to go to these underground pages and these different sites to find out what's really going on. Because the minority is like, yo, this is like, no. And the majority is like, no. But the scriptures tell us what? Broad is the way that leads towards destruction. So, of course, everybody's going to go around that route.
And they expect to see everybody go that route. So when they see people go the other way, they go, hold on, watch them. Don't watch them. Watch them. They on to something.
Yeah, the demon, even when on the spiritual realm side, the demons don't fuck with people they already got. They can go to that house anytime they want. They wide open up there. Feed that motherfucker. Just like with when the angels went to visit Lot, they was faggots, they was fucking each other, but they ain't want that. Man, fuck you, get off me. We want to corrupt that. We want to corrupt what's pure. That's the satanic mindset, to corrupt what's pure. That's why Esau is into pedophilia and adrenochrome, because he likes to corrupt. He sees children as pure because they're not that far removed from the spirit world. They just got on earth. And he sees them as pure, so he's like, I want to corrupt you early. So he'll gotta get graphic, but he'll stick his thing up a little boy's butt.
And it's crazy because the parents is for it. Because I looked at you get the time. All you gotta do is look up what's that word? When they're upset that they did it, they regret transforming. What's the word? But basically, you can find a whole list of people who regret being changing their sex, and they'll tell you, I don't even like my parents because my parents pushed me to do it and allowed me to fucking do it. They resent me. They resent their parents. But mother, man, listen, mothers are for it.
Oh, yeah, did it worse.
You ain't got them old mothers no more. Your ass.
They're trying to be like they're trying to compete with the children. They're trying to be young. They on TikTok with the kids. You ain't supposed to. It was like Kevin Samuels used to call it, sister moms. Right? You're not a mom to her, and that's why she really don't respect you. You become like her friends. Or you don't tell her, bitch, you going off. You need to respect her. You tell her, bitch, you going off.
Don't let her shoot you like that girl. You put her dancing with the mama. The daughter twerking on the mama.
And they know the lifestyle they live led them to a path of hating themselves and hating their life. But they don't tell their daughter to stay away from that. They lead their daughters down the same path. Those are unwise women. You know that being an independent, rebellious woman leads to you being sad, alone, and regretting it. But you don't tell your daughter that. You continue to teach her to be equal to men, to surpass men. Well, because you're really safe. That's really all the woman is safe. That's really what it boils down to. Women are safe. They don't care about what's right and righteousness. They don't give a fuck about it. They care about what they want and their will. If it makes them feel bad, they hate it. If they gotta say sorry, if they got to regret it. They got to expose their impurities. They hate it. They rather say you're wrong than expose their impurities, expose their imperfections.
Yeah. Accountability.
And they'll say any fucking thing, anything to keep from doing it.
No, that was
Because it's not about what's right, it's about them.
Yeah. Accountability.
Yeah, that first one. What was the second to the first one?
Read it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Second Peter's 1:1 says, Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to them that have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of the Most High, and the Savior Yahushua Mashiach, grace and peace be multiplied unto you through the knowledge of the Most High and of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, according as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and goodness through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue.
One thing too, I can say, one thing that hasn't been given to so-called men, so-called Israelite men here, was a peace of mind. We've been taught to pretty much be at flight at all times, be on guard, be on edge. One reason why Esau has like the top Edomites, the rich Edomites that come out, like the scripture said, the Egyptians shall be against the Egyptians, their tongues shall fall upon themselves. Because Esau got a lot of time. You know, they seen certain things, they were able to dive into things, bring certain things out. You Jakes, man, you haven't been able to have a peace of mind because you fucked up in your neighborhood, you fucked up in your household, you ain't got no father. You know, you actually got kids that actually went out in the block, so-called block, at 11 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. You got daughters that have had to support the whole family at the age of 12 when her mother was a fucker.
We was going to that last week. I was saying, like, you do have prostitutes that literally that was their only way of surviving. That's why the scripture speaks about certain harlots will be saved. And that's why the whole Mary Magdalene thing was so important about casting the first stone. But you women that y'all are being prostitutes and denying it, right? Saying, oh no, we're pure women. We're pure women. No, she was forced into that life. And she actually hates it. She wants out of it. But there's no other way. Right? But she got to come to the physician. Though you will have women that adhere to this truth that was in that life and believe. You know, that's why the scriptures say what? Take away our reproach. Right? Just let us be called by thy name. 7 women shall plead to you in that day. These women got reproach that need to be taken. If we had reproach, how much more of that? You know what these women are into, man. They're into gangbangs, orgies, doing all type of wild shit. They don't give a damn. It's all wrong.
That empowers them.
Yeah. Succubus. Succubus need suck up as much energy. I got one dude that pays my bills. I got one dude that just gives me attention. That's why they love social media so much. Because women love attention, so when they're constantly getting comments about the beauty, you're beautiful, you're sexy. Can you imagine what they're doing to a woman's mind?
Hey, Kevin City got a old video. He had I think Dracula. He went into how a woman would have 40 guys and build one man out of 40 guys. So she'll take from here, and try to build one man out of 40 guys.
It's pretty much a dating apps, pretty much. You know, like Tinder and Bumble and all that stuff. Like I said, even the most ugly woman, they get attention. You know, and it really hurts the man. You look at it on YouTube, they say, yeah, man. Like I said, you can barely, if you get one message, but a woman, she got like tons of messages. demons. Like I said, you know how it is with a woman, especially with the dating apps. That's why I say, ain't no point of going to these dating sites, man.
And that's what I'm saying. So, at a young, especially, Jake, living in them harsh predicaments, one thing too, they try to tell you you're not a man till you're 18. So a lot of things.
Really, they say you ain't a man till you're fucking 30. 30. It's sad.
Shit is wicked, man. So, again, we, as men, we haven't been given a peace of mind, but through Yahushua, through Yahweh, we have been given a peace of mind. Now, to actually be watchmen, look, observe, because the Lord prepares us mentally. Because again, remember, we came from this wicked ass world where we didn't know how to fuck. We didn't know how to left hand turn right hand. There's a lot of things we're learning now that we should have learned when we was kids. A lot of us don't know how to go out and look for a house. Go out and do certain things, pay your own bill, change a tire, brush your goddamn teeth.
Wash your hands.
Wipe your ass correctly. Yeah.
Hygiene. Hygiene. This is a serious note because Yahweh, he's a very clean God. There's many laws on cleanliness. Right? Wash your hands before you do this. Wash your hands before you do that. Just wash your hands before you
pick your feet off for when you're on holy ground.
All time was the Jake won't even wipe their ass. I've seen Jake being. It's not just Edomites doing it no more. I've been in public bathrooms and Jake. You can see Jake. I was a Jake, bro. Taking a dump in the store, niggas got up out of there, man. I said,
Damn.
Good.
Damn, Jake.
That's how low we fell, man. You know, you expect that from Edomites. When you see Jake, you like, these niggas just got to move back to the spirit. That's why when I see headlines, that nigga shot down, that nigga was coked up, this nigga ran over. I'm back in the spirit where that needs to be. Because right here, you're just soaking up air. You're in vain. Scripture Ezra said what? Let the multitude perish which was born in vain. These niggas is extras in the book. That's why the Lord calling y'all back to the spirit. I ain't telling you to go, telling you to go.
That's right, brothers on point. You're not supposed to feel bad for 2/3. Really, the Lord saved them. He's helping them out.
Yeah, that's mercy.
No?
Yes, mercy.
Yes, mercy. Another thing too, don't be feeling bad when Edomites be getting judged. Don't be getting upset when you see Judah, other nations going against this Edomite. It's going to happen. Yeah. Hey, we at war. Don't you listen? You cannot never put emphasis on what Esau did to our people. So the shit that our people do to these Edomites now, man, just mark that off. Hey, good. You know, it was it's crazy because my people hit me from New York. They were telling me nigga woman smoking weed on the train. Edomite said something to her. She backed out, cut him up. He went back to the spirit where I said, you know what? The Lord killed 2 birds in 1 stone. You know, you can't get upset no more. Hey, good for them. You know, you got it. We at war, man.
Yeah, this is the things they still doing. Like we was going to the Raheem thing the other week. He was in a sundown town. They cut his ass.
So that's where he was. Sundown town.
He was in a sundown town. Yeah.
See, Jake don't know we at war.
He was contracted to work for it, but he had to go there because of the police station. And they ended up they told him, they body all over the damn place. Spine missing, all types of shit. And that was in 2022. This shit is happening on the record. After everything else that we endured. And then I was watching a video, I think it was yesterday, the most racist places to live. If you go to the Midwest, the red line is still in effect. Like, it's crazy. All the shit, Jim Crow never left. It's just your wages increased a little. That's it.
It got more, how you say it? It got more better.
The prison population is increased. Racism is still as high as it ever been. It's just more fake.
But Jake Bergman is completely down.
Yeah.
Judah done.
I seen where I was telling brothers about this too, about the housing market.
Yeah.
You look at the percentage of Israelite families that actually own homes compared to Edomite families that own their homes, not paying a mortgage, a written mortgage. Guess what? It hasn't changed since Jim Crow. I believe it's even lower now. Jakes that own their homes is even lower now than it was when they had places like Black Wall Street and things like that.
But I know that Jake in North Carolina, he does with what's that word?
Real estate?
Not real estate, but it's like the BDP, that something P of wealth, of black wealth. Mm-hmm. He told me it's too far gone, it'll never come back.
GDP.
You know, you got
GDP.
Yeah, the GDP. Yeah, gross something, something. A black, so-called black here in America. He told me.
Which John Claude
Anderson.
Claude Anderson.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Claude Anderson.
Dr. Claude Anderson. He was going to his books. Yeah, he was going to. He said that. He said, "Look, it ain't no y'all lost.
Y'all lost.
You know what he said? Y'all too far behind. You already fucking lost.
It's over.
You ain't no catching up with the economic wealth, man.
China, equality.
How you gonna catch up when it's their money?
Yeah,
it's their stock market, it's their currency. How you gonna
big face on $8.
They control
Yeah.
but they control the circulation of it. How you gonna catch up when they can put a trees on it?
Hey, you open up one company, right? You think, okay, you know they were trying to open up that black casino, right? And Richmond. Oh no,
Well, it's not black, but it's
Oh, damn. Richmond, right off 95. You know, going past Bell Road.
Oh, okay.
That big ass lot right there. I think when you hit that, I was like, yo, when it gets too rowdy, all you trying to do, put a what's that word? Embargo on it, and it ain't nobody going in there. You know?
Yeah, you know, they say you want to know who's in bullshit, look whose face is on the money. So how the hell we gonna catch up to them? You know, they try to be funny and throw Harriet Tubman on the back of the 20. You know what I mean? But come on now, you know what that is. Man. You know, they're never gonna they're not willingly gonna let us be on the same level as them. Because look, they already know Jake is a former of all things. We stronger than them in any aspect. So, you know, they it's a handicap match because they have so many years ahead of us. If they let us get on the same totem pole as them, they know it's over with. So, you know, and like, not to keep going back, but look, we're doing punishment right now. That's never going to happen on this side anyway. You know?
And think about it. If I was your enemy, you have any leverage against him.
Like you said before, you know, okay, you know what? We'll let you have a little bit of school. We'll let you have a little bit of business. You know,
and if you start flourishing, we gonna look like I brought out last week with the farms. Yeah, you start building a farm and that shit start getting prosperous. He gonna fuck up the crops, or he gonna throw some fucking opioid seeds in there and bust your ass. You know, now you gotta do time because you was trying to shine. Oh, you got a beef in there? You know what I mean? Like, no, I ain't gonna take that.
And there's nothing you can do about it either. We gonna take E to court.
Right? Yo, they got so many different stipulations, and depending on what state you're in. So I can real quick. In Pennsylvania, you can't walk around smoking weed, but in Philadelphia, you can walk around smoking weed. So you're in the same state, but the city lines mean you can do this and you can do that. This how E works, yo. You know, it's insane, yo.
Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Like this. Oh, are you smart, nigga? Oh, you smart, nigga? Drag it out. 5 years. Drag this court case out for 3, 4, 5 years.
And look, on top of that, we're going to put the fear in that you might have to do this time. So what I'm going to do is help my old frat brother that's your attorney, drag it out so you can keep giving him money so he can keep going up while you stay broke. You doing all type of things, just trying to stay out and essentially keep your freedom, so to speak, freedom. You know, it's all a game. They 20 steps ahead of you.
And they said the Edomite woman at you. New charge. Right. Now, take this plea deal.
Right. You got the nigga who master judge.
Yep. They always send Kelly at you. Rebecca. Karen. Hey, you Jake for the A. I don't want to tell you from my mouth. You got that motherfucker. They might lock me up tonight.
2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5, verse 4, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these you might be partakers of the divine nature.
I fucking hate you Edomite men, and you fucking women, and you fucking kids.
We're just gonna have their advantage. We're just gonna take that because it's a power with them. Ugly as fuck. That lack of pigment. Now you got pretty Edomites for an Edomite. Okay. So when you see a pretty Israelite chick, it fails in comparison dramatically.
And now, Edomite woman gonna throw it at you. Yeah. Do it for your forefathers.
Yeah, that's your third
for your forefathers.
Yeah,
but you taking out on no date, man? Fuck all that, man. Nah,
yeah,
man, fuck out of here.
Hey, I almost think about that other day.
She give you stress. The Edomite woman give you stress.
We sitting in a restaurant, you quoting this fucking dude.
Make $1 million.
Get the fuck out of
That's
here.
what I
Now, she paying. Oh,
Yeah.
But hell no.
All that. You know what I mean? You, yo, man.
OnlyFans fan.
Oh, fuck out
Is
of
that
here.
in the day? She just want you
That's the rumor.
She
said
would
that.
do fetish.
Basically.
BBC. It's the same plantation
She
fetish.
let him know. Like,
Mandango.
Right?
I want to fuck Mandango.
Like, she took that
Because
too
as soon
far.
as you do something she don't like,
She going back to Brad. Yeah, she going back to Chad and Brad. He's a fucking racist. He don't like women in
Basically, she
Virginia.
overdid it.
You got it up. You got it, my
Okay.
brother.
Second.
Stay away from her. Stay away from Shanika. Stay far away from the black or licorice demonic nigga woman.
Yeah.
Now you got decent do-rag chicks that had a decent home. You can find them, deal with them.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the ghetto block, the red wig, heart ledges, Dorito,
I fight
Cool
niggas.
Ranch eating
I fight-
nigga,
I fight niggas.
Tattooing. Don't get a
and the
tattoo.
tattoo on her neck, tattoo right above her pussy, tattoo or the tattoo right on the lower back.
Yeah, you stay away.
Stay away.
Stay away.
Piercing all in the lip.
But, hey, a wig on. I don't fuck a wig on. Colorful hair. Hey, finger wave. She got a one. A
Piercing.
Caesar.
You're funny.
Her shit spinning.
Yo, stay the fuck away.
Fuck away.
Stay the fuck away.
Stay away from her, man. Cause she gonna be your downfall.
Get no other kingdom.
You try to leave her, and she know. Don't tell her where you live.
Oh yeah, she'll kill you. You see what happened on
She'll
Facebook?
go to your crib, slashing your tires.
Okay, okay.
I seen a clip. The neighbor had the ring camera. The bitch went to the dude's apartment, set the shit on fire. She had the door on
I seen that, Jake.
the, and the whole shit.
Hey, you had to dig in
And
the
she's still running.
Hey, she had to dig you had to dig in the job. Fucking a nigga woman fucked up his car on the job site, bro.
What's the one? What's the one with the chick? She blew the car and she blew herself up. She tried to.
Oh, the car? Yeah, I seen that.
Stupid. But that's how demonic they are, man. Bitch blew her fucking self up, man. Stay away, man. Stay away.
You can't get the Northern Kingdom. You got it, man.
Second
Be
Peter's.
careful with them. They got brothers and uncles and shit.
Hector?
Yeah, they might be in the cartel. That cartel. Hey, Issachar, I was watching a documentary about the Somalia cartel.
Yeah.
Bro, the fucking government. What happened? They had captured what's his name, son. They arrested Escobar's son. The cartel went and just started killing them, make ruckus in the country. The government said, let him go. And they did a press conference and said it's not worth innocent lives. The cartel runs Mexico, bro.
Yeah,
The cartel runs,
I know about
runs
that.
Mexico.
I know about that.
They are the government. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah. Now,
You get a chick, you go out there and get a chick, her brother in the cartel.
El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. No, that's serious. Like, Esau and Northern Kingdom is on another level.
They had a video of the army, the military, shaking hands with the cartel.
Yeah.
That shit is corrupt, man.
So many guns that went down there through the Esau. Cause they fund them goddamn games. And that's why when you ask them if people coming here, they tell them it's very dangerous for the people to come here to smuggle them through the borders. Because all they have to do is be like, once they get them to Mexico, but once they get to the border, they can demand more money. Say you sent $30,000 to smuggle your cousin, your brother, your mother, your daddy, just trying to get them to America. Because again, they got no paperwork. They can't just fly out. They have to go through the borders. But they say you sent them $30,000. You might get another phone call. Yeah, man, things got hard, things wrong. We need $15,000 more. You ain't got it, they gonna kill them right there. I know people that happened to them. So yeah, it's drastic, man. Again, that's why it's beautiful we in this thing right now because we have a peace of mind. We understand we have war. We understand the detriment of what Esau is doing. And very important that we apply the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to ourselves and our mind. Walk as we taught. You gotta understand.
Okay. Second Peter's 1 and 4, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises.
Yeah, just see, Yahushua was given to us. This precious wisdom, dark saying. Then we understand why this is going on and what to watch out for. You see, the scripture, the song will tell you how Esau have set up snares and traps. People will fall right in, and they can justify. See, I laid it there, but still, I had a way out for you. But that basically using that subtle speech.
Accused of the brother.
That's right.
Just like when he said, I told him what I was doing. He puts it in the movies. He puts it in the music. They see it. You can't accuse me, bro.
Like, cause what's another thing? What's the number one thing Esau puts? Drugs and water. You know, they put it right in your face. But then when you do it, you can't. Well, I watched Snowfall. You can't sit there and tell the courtroom, but Judge, I saw Snowfall. I saw Minister Society.
He don't want to hear that shit.
I saw Boys in the Hood. What's the new thing? I saw Black BMF. I saw Power. I wanted to be like Ghost. I saw Tyreek.
I want to be like Tyreek. Now, I bet you 9 times out of 10 you got kids in college that's doing Tyreek shit. Just trying to do the first. What's the little shit they had?
They've been doing it.
Yeah, let's do the course correct shit.
But you got some of them kids I've been doing that.
I'm gonna say back to what we were just talking about. They so many years ahead of us. Remember, Edomite boy that was hanging with, I think he was hanging with the Rolling 60s, and they committed a murder, and they locked up all the Jakes. But the Edomite got off because basically he's an Edomite, and it was like because the peer pressure and the way society is, it made him want to be a gangster. So he got off on probation. You know what I mean?
You can't be mad at Esau. Well,
he's supposed to do this shit.
You're supposed to do it because this is society, nigga.
He wasn't giving the laws. So the Lord is not upholding him to anything standard. The Lord ain't looking at E saying, why you break this law? He's not looking at E like that. He knows he created him to be the wicked. He gave us the laws. He looking at us like, why you do that? Why you do that? So when you go to the judgment seat, that's why he's called the accuser. When you at the judgment seat,
I know I'm an Edomite. I did it because I'm an Edomite. Why they did it?
And then these young Edomites, their daddy might be a judge, so they feel they're invincible. You know how you got the NFL players and the NBA players, they were groomed to be in the NBA and NFL since young, so they feel invincible where they could go, man, I make such and such million, I'm on TV catch football, I'll beat my girl and they can get away with it. Esau, their daddy might be a judge or something like that. The Edomite dad raped the chick behind the dumpster, and she knocked out her contract.
Yeah.
Got away with it, scot-free. Ain't do no time.
Oh, dang, I didn't know about that.
They got connections too, like they got connections in the sheriff department, the fire department,
masonry.
They can make codes.
Yeah.
Jake don't have that type of power because all these departments you see on secret societies. Whether it's the police department, fire department, the hospital, all that shit is secret societies.
That's right.
They can make a certain code. Let's say you need a heart transplant. It's a Jake and an Edomite kid. The Edomite come in and say, well, the Jake is priority. The Jake was on the list ahead of yourself. Then you go. Then they'll be willing out the Jake right at the hospital.
Call Chicago.
Yep.
What's a block in Chicago? Hey, who? You know what to do. That's why I gave you them guns and them drugs. Nigga, you say something, I bust you.
You remember that party, John? Remember what the fuck happened?
Remember that big deal you just I allowed through? I need a heart.
You owe me one, Bob.
Yeah, you remember I let that rape you did. I got it out of the way. You know what I mean?
I need a heart. Now, you need to shoot one of these niggas out here now, and you
make it look good too.
Make it look good. I said I tell you, I say your op did.
That's why they have those. That's why they have those get together, those parties at home. You go to the Murdoch murders. The Murdoch family. The Murdoch family had connections with everybody in that.
That shit on Netflix, right?
Yeah, the Murdoch family had connections with everybody in that community. So when his son had did something wrong, before the other kids could even get questioned, he was already down there with the sheriff and shit. They had the connections. Check the
remember, growing up. It's funny, so you ought to listen to rap. You should always listen to the big dope boys rap. I remember back in the day, they used to tell you in the streets, they fuck rappers. But the thing about it, rappers started pushing that shit. But then you listen to these guys, Gucci Mane, Rockers, Jeezy, Coke, Capital. Then you know guys that really got busted for it. So then you know all the guys, like the top guys, they always tell you to wrong with them. You gotta put two and two together. All them big niggas that was in the city that was them boys, fucking informants, man. They were all government
got
back.
locked up.
Yeah.
None of them never got away. Like right now, like you said, the thing right now is BMF.
Yep.
Everybody's, in fact, you forget this nigga is still doing time.
Right.
You know what I mean? He not coming out for another 4 years.
And then Esau said, I can be serious about this.
Yeah,
More money.
God.
Yo, Esau the massive criminal, man.
Yeah, because we didn't see that story.
Yeah.
These documents,
That's what I'm saying.
it's the same fucking story.
Fuck, we want to watch that. Like,
When Snoop Dogg part, I was like, man, this shit.
Yeah.
That nigga,
This nigga crazy.
He tried to fuck Charles White.
Right.
Yeah.
He made him cooking the pork.
It says, verse 4.
it was like speaking to me, and I went crazy.
Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these you may be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust.
And corruption, man. This whole world is full of corruption. You know? Everybody's confused. Again, like I forgot what you said, basically said, if anybody knew really how the Federal Reserve worked, it would have been an upright. It would have been a riot. Okay? So people being so dumbed down by the bread and circus, you know, this false achievement of the American dream. They've been Esau's power is in deceit in his lies, man. And everybody had drunk in the juice of Babylon, man. Now everybody's mad and angry and confused. But through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, we escaped the pollution and the corruption of this world. So we're able, he got, pulled us back out, pulled us out from this world. He got us right here. That's why we're able to see and tell our people, man, don't fuck this world, man. Fuck Esau. This nigga is not gonna love you. He doesn't like you. He wasn't created to like you. He was created to be a thorn on our side, to put pressure on us. He's not your buddy. That Edomite girl you love, she don't love you. You know? You got that job you at with Bob and Billy. He don't like you. You're disposable.
Give me the Tyrone, bring your radio.
Get Keisha.
Keisha.
No. I'm talking about Keisha. The one that got the dress on. The man that got the dress on. Got it? He'd be the manager over that nigga.
Come.
Oh, get the dyke girl.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, we got a new one, right? This nigga's looking at 7 feet. This is just like you were sick. This nigga like 7 feet. Flamer.
Esau love that shit too.
Flamer.
Again, that's like that going with our image, man. You really gotta look at image. Because our image has been destroyed. Esau had to destroy our image to put his image out there. You can't have two opposing images out there. It's gonna get conflict. Esau destroyed the so-called black man, Hispanic man's image and put his image. That's why everybody want a goddamn so-called white boy.
Yeah, how you gonna rule Durham? Dog skin.
Yeah, come on.
That don't make sense. You on the throne. There's a whole bunch of dog skin.
Yeah. You got an afro in the back. You got dog hair.
Yeah, you don't
You
look
burn in the sun. You got Jacob. And then
Yeah, but that shows you how low we are, because our people been doing it forever. Walking in them Baptist churches, got this pale-skinned, blue-eyed, stringy hair guy. You know what I mean? But that's
No,
how
the
they-
point he was making though about them being in rulership, like you can't, how you gonna rule with other people's images?
Yep.
That's what the scripture says. You cover the faith. You can't rule like that.
think about it. Look at how high Jacob got even in this society. Just by entertainment. Michael Jackson 5, Al Green, Michael Jordan, the boxers, man, the UFC fighters, the Jake inventors. I mean, goddamn it, you had Edomite women that wanted slaves, and we were still slaves. And these other Edomite women want us, man. And people all across the world, like they fuck with us, man. But the thing about it, Esau can have that. But overall, we have the power behind our likes. They just look at us like, oh, this nigga can bounce the ball, 360 can shoot, he can sing, he can rap. That's it. But the Lord's going to let it be known that hey, He's behind us in power. a white man through the power of the truth. Because again, the only power that Esau has was what? Is in his lies, man. His media, etc. His image. We had to destroy our image and then put up his image. And this is the system. Put up JC, so-called Jesus Christ, and then, uplift so-called white supremacy, and then put up this infrastructure and have everything whitewashed.
Which is, it don't even work no more, because even with these oil spills and these train derailments, everybody knows it's bullshit. Even the common nigga like mess up with this shit. But can't nobody stop it.
Nah.
They're going to go over more trains. People going to be like, something's wrong with it. Who can stop it? You don't control it.
Nah.
So you can't go to the train industry and tell them, hey, yo, get this shit situated. You don't even know where to go.
Hey, you don't put a block on the train tracks.
Pull
the conductor out and beat him up. You got it, bro.
You got those people with the sign.
Yeah, you gonna protest. On the train, man. We need better train.
They get ran over by the
conductors.
trains.
Yeah.
Bystanders,
You got it, bro.
Okay. Verse 5, and it says, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and the virtue knowledge, and the knowledge temperance.
Hey, going back to what we were bringing out earlier. You got it, bro.
You got the word to
Word courage, and the etymon says heart. It says spirit, temperament.
And heart. Jake ain't got no heart. So-called black man in America ain't got no heart. He's a fucking cheerleader. He's a mascot for Esau. Everything the master. Hey, I watch Nearly Fuller a lot, man. He really, he be on point. But Jake, if the only way Jake move, the Edomite got to pull that nigga by the ear and tell him to do it. Hey, for 2/3 to come up here, Esau got to tell these niggas to do it. Yeah, go listen to people up there teaching the truth. Then you have niggas. You come out there listen to, because Esau told you. But Esau took you, boy, by the ear. Now listen, boy. I want you to be a girl. I want you to wear purses now. What niggas do? Wear purses. Feminine as hell. Jake ain't got no heart, man. Jake ain't got no fight. We the only ones that got fight. Going to get that real quick in First Kings. About the instruction that King David told King Solomon, be a man, have courage. But Jake has no courage. Jake ain't have no heart. Jake, again, man, that potion.
You go back to Genesis 49. He was a lions of bulk. We're going to rouse him up.
That's right, man.
That was crossed down the line. Like you said, no courage, no fighting in him. Straight submissive, basically.
And the Lord had, and the thing about it, the Lord had that the so-called black man ain't got nowhere to run to. You can't go to Africa. They say you was African. You can't go there. You have no identity. Your only route you have is this. So-called Puerto Rican, they somewhat they go back to Puerto Rico, even though it's fucked up. They got their own so-called country, but even they don't want. I know a lot of them. They'll tell them I don't want to go back. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Man. My point is, so-called black man here in America, where you got to go? You got nowhere to go. So your only choice is here, and that's why the Lord set it up that you're going to rouse them first. You're going to rouse the other tribes up first, man. Because Judah, again, you have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go but here. And if you pass here, you're going to be wrong. Can't find it?
No, I still got more than 10.
2 Samuel. This is 2 Samuel.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a lot.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, and the men of Judah came, and there anointed David king over the house of Judah. And they told David, saying that the men of just Gilead were they that buried Saul. And David sent messengers unto the men of Jabesh Gilead, and said unto them, Blessed be ye of Yahweh, and ye have shown this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him.
No. It's like First Kings 2.
I'm going to finish this off because it's verse 6. It says, and now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you, And I also will requite you this kindness because you have done this thing. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened and be valiant, for your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king.
Hold on. Let's get out of First Kings.
Yes,
They got
First Kings what?
2, 1 to 4.
Start at the top.
Yep.
This First Kings 2:1, and it says, "Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying."
Remember, King Solomon, we know to be Yahushua. So again, it's like the message King David told King Solomon, and Yahushua telling us to be the same way. Got it?
Verse 2, and it says, "I go the way of all the earth. Be strong, therefore, and show thyself a man." Verse 3, it says, "And keep the charge of Yahweh thy power." Come on. Back in 1 Kings 2:2, it says, "And go the way of all the earth, be strong, therefore, and show thyself a man."
Esau said, "Be a girl." He told men to be a girl, women to be a man. You know? Got it?
It says, "And keep the charge."
Niggas is wearing purses now, man. They're picking their fingernails. There's a gym I go to on Carey Street. There's a nigga that look like he's free compete in the inner city. Got a little muscle. I looked at his hand, fingernail polish, man. Sickening, man. Even, hey, so-called black men here in America are fucking through and pathetic, man. They have become fucking cowards, man. Got it?
It says, "And keep the charge of Yahweh thy power, to walk in his ways, and keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest." It says, "And whatsoever thou turnest thyself," verse 4, "that Yahweh may continue his word, which he spake concerning me, saying, If thy children take heed in their way to walk before me in truth with all thy heart and with all thy soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel."
But we're known as the Lord's children, the elect. It starts with the elect. So, hey, that's a charge to us, to the hopeful elect. Carry thyself with a man, keep these statutes and commandments. Because in this world that we live in, it's fucking wicked and corrupt. You got it, Montezal. A man doesn't fold. A man would die. You know?
And that's why he had to take down men's testosterone and feminize it, because strong men are not going to allow something. They're going to stand up if they truly believe it, and they'll die for it.
How do you
Say, but I'm not strong.
how do you show your belief in something? By your actions. Again, that's why they had to chemicalize the food. Another thing that Esau does is when you have a child by a chick, that's when she tends to be in one of the weakest mindsets, especially now. So what she does, she's all in stress. She's worried about you leaving. That's from other women. It causes her to put stress on that kid that's inside of her. Eat bad food. These are bitches, man. They eat fast food while they're pregnant. Sugar, juices, soda, smoke. Oh my goodness! And they do that, and they don't understand that they're affecting the goddamn baby. And a lot of these men, they smoke cigarettes, smoke that fucking weed, and drink. All that is messing up your sperm count. All the food is, man, it's crazy. Got to be looking at Minister Wellness. I fuck with that guy, man. And the food is another tactical war. That's why Jake fucking out. Man, it's like now every third black woman you see is a fat woman. Well, because they Big Shirley.
Yeah. Like I said, you can go back like 4 or 5 years ago. They said that 77 black women are overweight, especially down in the South.
Even men.
And the men, you're not getting the food supposed to give you energy and strength. So it's lacking your zinc, your magnesium, all the real nutrients you need to feel strong. That's why I advise brothers to get like multivitamins that have all that stuff in it. Right? So they'll come in like tablets and stuff. You'll get all the vitamins and nutrients you need daily because the food is lacking unless you're eating the right stuff.
Oh, yeah, and that, it's just, you know,
You can feel it too. You can feel when you get the vitamin. You feel strong. Yeah, you can feel it.
now, the concept of breakfast was fucking made by the dude named Edward Nate. You gotta think about it, man. Even look at how the schools and how breakfast is considered. There's no fruit in breakfast. There's pancakes, bacon, sausage, cereal, milk. What's some more
Well,
fucking
cereal is good if you eat grain cereal, whole grain cereal, and nuts. But what they give no
calories?
no nutrients.
And then another thing too, milk. If you didn't know, a lot of almonds and different type of nuts, they actually produce their own milk.
Right.
It's crazy because a girl I know, they're coming. Hamilton Beach is coming out with a new product that you can buy the nuts and you squeeze it and it produces milk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got this thing that's called hemp seed milk.
Yeah,
So it's basically like seed milk because maybe you break it down,
Yeah.
you mix it with a little bit of water, and
Yep.
it becomes milk. You
Yep.
can store it in your freezer.
Oh, wow.
because the Jake I knew in Richmond, I believe it was Gatta, Mount Benjamin. He showed me the whole process. And it was like Brazilian nuts and some other type of nuts. And he was put the joint in a pack, in a joint, put some water and squeeze it, and it was fucking milk. That's what he put some cinnamon in it. That shit was good as hell, man. And the thing about it, see, you want to breakfast again. You want to, like the brother said, smoothie, fruits.
You know, but like you were saying, breakfast, you really supposed to eat fruit.
Yeah.
Like, and they do that in the other countries, like they'll eat fruit. That'll be their main breakfast, was fruit and vegetables. They won't eat no fucking McGriddle
Hey,
with syrup in the bread.
hey, what's up with muffins and shit?
Fake bagel.
Goddamn muffins, bagels and shit. Yeah, you go to damn Wendy's serving goddamn breakfast.
Yeah, everybody's having
Fuck,
breakfast.
man. Shit with
I
it,
remember,
man.
I remember Taco Bell started serving breakfast.
You don't feel energized. You don't feel strong after eating that shit. You feel
Sluggish.
You feel fat. You feel like your ass don't even eat that shit.
A big, all it, then you wash it down with a fucking big ass Coca-Cola.
I remember when I started doing that.
Yeah, I remember I used to deliver produce, right, for schools. You know what the fucking breakfast was for kids?
What?
Applesauce, Pop-Tarts, or a fucking honey bun.
Yeah, honey bun. The honey bun. Jay was constant.
With one goddamn apple.
Shit, sometimes
Like, you went to every
sometimes
one
they so
Yeah. Oh.
you warming up, put the glaze on.
The bacon bits on.
That's good milk.
Yeah.
Got fire.
Pizza where it look like.
What's the other Pillsbury?
Yeah.
No, not what's the peanut butter?
Oh
Cap
yeah,
Crunch,
yeah,
Cap
yeah,
Crunch.
yeah.
Pack the
Yeah, it come with the cracker on it.
yeah,
and
you can
everything.
put it in the microwave and shit. Yo, you look at you turn it
Smokers or
around.
some shit.
Yeah, you turn it around. Look at the sodium and you be like, yo, they're killing these kids, man. They're murdering these kids, man. This way the goddamn devil, man. You know, and it's all scientifically produced to fuck up our people.
Testosterone, everything fucking
Yeah,
low.
fuck
Everything
them
you
up.
need as a man
Yeah.
is low. Because you ain't getting it from the food.
Why kids races all in
And you look at the men, look at the young men today and compare them to the young men of old. These niggas look like fucking 10-year-olds. With little, small frame, effeminate boys.
Look at it. You got it. I mean, you get my point. You got it.
Feel like he played Twitch on that. He just sit on the crib eating all things.
Hey, you know, we teach around these
No, bro, though.
Dungeons and
Dragons.
we teach around
I be
these
seeing them
men.
on there. I be seeing them on there.
And the guys that you see that walk by, it's fucking pathetic, man. You got the, you know, it's crazy. You think like, yo, how the hell can you have a mindset like this in your 20s? You know, that's a lot.
Oh,
What happened?
about to drive into some
Yeah. You funny. You say you're gonna hit the light bulb.
You got it, man.
Yeah. Verse 6. Sorry, verse 5. And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge.
What was that precept? I got it. Oh, you got it.
Now it says, for courage, it says, meaning valor, quality of mind, which enables one to meet danger and trouble without fear.
Come on. So when the potion came out, what happened? Did anybody stand upon it? No, he took it. Even this nigga that I know in the world, he told me, talk all this over. That wisdom of the world shit. Next thing I know, yeah, I took it. What? So, nigga, you can't say nothing no more.
Okay.
I don't want to hear nothing about no resistance.
Okay.
I don't want to hear nothing about nothing no more. This be a nigga.
Okay.
Continue being a nigga.
Okay.
You know, you would have thought, the military. So the Jakes that been in the military would have stood up, man. Don't take it, man. Now what they do? They took it.
Some of them try to fight. You know, I mean, not like that, but you know, you try to find a loophole. You know, like you said before about that. What's that thing when they had the little religious exemption? You know, they shouldn't wait on that. They shouldn't wait on that.
See, what they was doing was they was dragging it out so long to the point it came down to the mandatory shit.
Yeah.
And then the niggas was like, what the fuck? I've been through my paperwork here. And they dragged it out.
I was waiting for my fucking company to do that shit. I was waiting for it.
I was waiting.
I was waiting.
They did it up in Ohio. Brother, he was working at the post office. And then they did it at the airport. The bros had held out. And then actually, you know, the people that took it, they kept their jobs. But then next, you know, they dragged it out so long to where they took away the mandation. So the brother was able to keep his job.
Yeah.
Like all union was fighting to not allow it. That's why unions are sometimes unions are good.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, you got those companies that in New York, a lot of people that got fired for not taking it, they be hired.
He got like a sim. So they okayed it at the job at first. Right? When the deadline was there for, you know, people to make a decision, they rejected it. They accepted her at first, say, okay, you know, because, you know, they're supposed to hold some type of weight. Then they rejected it. And then, I don't know what Volume remember, everybody at the shipyard, they made it mandatory for them to take the jump. So then, what they did, they lifted the mandate, and of course, they put the fruitiest Jake on the news, and he was pissed because he had to take the drink, you know what I mean? And they flipped it on him, you know?
Yeah, actually, hey, like, oh yeah, I know you're talking about too. Like I said, you know, and you hear, like, so yeah, there's people out there protesting too. That's it. I mean, I've been working here 40 years, and you're gonna do this to me like that? And you're gonna meet them like that, you know? My whole life, I hate this job. Like you said, but of course, what's that gonna do? Nothing.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Give me a definition of it.
What's that?
Garbage.
I didn't have one. I had the one, the etymology one he read earlier.
Get the memory. Should I move on?
Yeah, I can read more. Yeah. And it says, verse 7, and to goodness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. For if these things be in you and abundant, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot be far off, and have forgotten he
blind. So the Lord's not dealing with you. So what's going to eventually happen? It's like the scripture says, the blind leading the blind. You're going to follow Esau. You're going to follow the blind, dumb, 2 dirt niggas to your death.
Just going back to our original point about men. Red pill to teach you things in the carnality sense, but you ain't gonna be able to lead if you're blind spiritual. Your spiritual eyes blown. You're gonna need the spirituality to move around in these times. So go ahead, bro. Just know that goes 16.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Galatians 5:16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
So how can you walk in the spirit? You gotta keep the oil in there. How do you keep the oil in there? Abiding in the word. You gotta abide in the word first. You gotta abide in the word. You can't be abiding in the world. Raise that voice, man. And being able to walk in the spirit. It don't coincide together.
It says, and these are contrary to the one to another, and so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
So if you be in the flesh more than the spirit, you ain't gonna be able to move right. You ain't gonna be able to move correct. That's why whenever we in our spare time throughout the week, the videos you watch, you gotta be careful with what you consume. We may listen to some podcasts and you may get some benefit from what you do. If you just look at that nigga shit all day long, your spirit's gonna be weak. I always say that if your spirit is weak, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be more susceptible to be distracted by the women that's posting pictures, shaking their ass, spending hours on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Distractions that don't build you up in the spirit, right? Because it does. The truth is redundant, right? But it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like a broken record. So you may, in the flesh, get tired of. You don't want to watch videos all day long. Wear yourself out. It's the same message, but you know when you need to be abiding in the spirit. You got to give the spirit that time to dwell there. Right? You got to give that. You got to separate that time for the Lord to sup with the Lord. Right? That's the only way you can build yourself up in this truth. The Lord can't increase your spiritual value if you don't take the time out to sup with Him. How you going to grow? Start as a babe. How you going to grow to adolescence if you're not putting your best foot forward? Right? Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 18. But if you be led of the spirit,
it's like we're reaching our final form. You know what I'm saying? We've been leveling up. Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2. Right? As you speak, if you're doing the correct things within the truth, as years go on, you should be leveling up. Right? You should be able to the demons that played you when you first came in, you should be able to help them on this. Or at least be able to decipher when they're coming at you. I know this. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be getting tripped up so easily over the same exact things. The situations that get you in trouble. You should have more patience, you should have more temperance. Those are the choices the Lord is looking for. Right? Charity, humility, you should have more humility. That's what the Lord is talking about when He's talking about putting on the garment, the inward man. Who's this that don't in the chariot without the garment on? It's a nigga that didn't change the inner man. Because we see many of this, like, they got the best garments, but that man is ego shit. He ain't got the traits that we're going into, man. He got all the traits that the Lord hates. Forward tone. The Lord ain't looking for that, man. Good, bro. Yeah. Yep.
Verse 18. But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the worst.
That's why the scriptures called the elect 144 that blameless bride. You can lay charge to his elect because they walk in the spirit. So you can't. Hey, he that the spiritual man judges for all things, yet he is judged by no man. He's walking in the spirit, so they can't bring the law. No. I walk in the spirit. And people don't understand that. See, the law is a schoolmaster. He was there to teach you, right? The carnal law, but the spirit. It directs you how to walk correctly, right? Now you know why not to be poor. It's detrimental to your health. It's not just a law. You learn like, man, there's so many reasons why we should stay away from it. There's so many reasons why man should not put on what pertains to him. It doesn't just corrupt that man, it corrupts a whole community. You start to learn in the spirit of why the law is necessary. And then just reading the law, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, I'm not going to do it. No, he wants you to grasp it in the spirit to understand it. Okay, that's why he said this.
And then we're going to the poster child. Now, we're really understanding why the Lord made the law, statute and commandments. Because at one time, again, if you had children, you tell them, here it is, you done labored into hell. And that's what Jake fucked up at too. They don't got beat up, shot, stabbed, jail. They finally get their life together. They get children and they move them far away. All we have children and all you tell them, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. But then your children really want to know why is he telling them not to do that. But when I look on TV, it looks like everybody like to do that. But you can't tell them why. But see, that's why the Lord allowed us to fall to understand why the importance of the Lord. You see, that's why you used to see a lot of suburban kids always in the city. Why the hell what are you doing out here? You got a good home. What the fuck you seeing? Because really, they want to idolize this shit. They want to glorify it. And you know all them. Again, that's why you see a lot of Jake that really that was grew up kind of hard and rough. Their children always soft because again, they pamper them, you know. But they don't really basically what I'm pointing, they don't understand the importance of why not to be in that lifestyle. But your daddy done did it. You understand? There's nobody like that wants to live with, just like the brother was going to. It's like when you go to the story of the time of Esther, King Vashti, when the chick, if I'm saying it right, Queen Vashti and the king name, got his damn name. But when he said, "Yo, come up here," and she didn't, everybody was like, "Yo, hold on, you gotta check that shit." Because if all these women see that, they're not gonna respect us.
Yeah, they said, this was spread throughout all our lands. What else? It'll corrupt our kingdoms. Right?
Yeah.
He forbid that woman forever coming to him and he replaced it. That's what Esther comes to. He replaced her.
That's why when the Lord told him, when you look at the law too, that's why the Lord had the law, like adultery, homosexuality. You're supposed to have everybody come out in the congregation and watch them get put to death. You're supposed to put the fear in you not to do it.
He said that after every law, he would say that you do evil amongst evil. But see, evil hasn't been allowed to spread. But it's a balance in that because it's a learning. You see evil spread, now you're learning why the law needs to be instituted. Because you're seeing what evil leads to. The earth is chaotic. The earth is in disarray. Everything's thrown off whack. Right? So the law of righteousness has to be instituted. That's why the prophecy in Isaiah says what? The law should go forth from Zion. Right? So we're going to go to Korea, we're going to go to India, we're going to go to Europe, we're going to go all across the world that hasn't been destroyed by the nukes and institute those laws. Right? We build anew. And they're going to be taught the same way we were taught, by the rod of correction.
Hey, remember, what did not Esau teach you the way of tried to? Because the life is all supposed to be a home. Do what? Legislation. If you don't accept it, they make war with you. Same thing with us. The righteous is going to be put back in the earth. And what the scripture say, if any nation don't want to bow down or bow to thee, slave them here. You know? We might have a little bit of rebels, not want to serve us and serve the Romans, but hey, they're going to be dealt with. You know? You got it, bro.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 19.
So brothers, when they get a chance, read the poster child. I thought was scripture. Read about it. Because his brother was like, "Yo, I've been here the whole time. Why you accept him back?" Because his brother went out to the world and saw how evil it was, and he got consumed by it and realized, "Oh shit! I see why daddy told me to do this and do that. They don't understand, and I love him so much. I ain't never going back there." Same thing with us. Once we get our kingdom this time, hey man, we're gonna put it. Because we done seen wickedness. We done seen Keisha. We done seen the other Keisha that was a man.
We seen the cause and effect.
We seen the cause and effect, man. This is hell. This is the fucking nightmare, man. You got it, bro.
Galatians 5 and verse.
That's a curse.
12 hours.
So Adam, by the sweat of thy brow shall you eat your bread. That's a curse. You ain't supposed to work. The Lord didn't create you to work no damn 9 to 5, man. That's hell. Any person telling you it's normal working 9 to 5, they're psychotic. They have mental issues. They need to be locked in an insane asylum. You think working 9 to 5 is what you're doing.
You know who created that, right? It's an Edomite called General Ford. He made that. That 95 degree.
Going back to the industrial industry, but the nobility of the world, the banking families, they don't know fucking 95 hotels. They don't chill like that. That ain't the way to live. You're supposed to be enjoying the earth. The earth is known as like Eden, like God, paradise. Right? He said he put Adam here to enjoy creation, not to sleep.
Galatians 5 and verse 19.
Even the other nations will enjoy paradise. After a certain amount of time, the only nigga that ain't gonna enjoy it is the nigga that corrupted. The serpent, that's the only nigga that's not gonna enjoy Eden. The nigga that corrupted. Moab, after a certain time, he gonna enjoy paradise. Ammon, after a certain period of time, they gonna enjoy paradise. Right? They're gonna get the benefits of the fruit of the righteous side. They're gonna love it. And they're gonna be glad that Esau is destroyed. And they're gonna get they lick sin too on that nigga. Because they're gonna say, motherfucker, you fooled us. The scriptures tell you that. They say, surely our Father have inherited lives. See, they already mad at them. But you got what countries they leaving the dollar now? Right? China, Russia, India, all these countries, Saudi Arabia, all these countries are dumping the dollar. They done with this Edomite shit. They want to, but sorry, you're not next up. Go ahead, brother.
Galatians 5 and 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I've also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Galatians, I start at verse 19 again. It says, Galatians 5 and 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies.
So that's a long list. So the Lord is, if you got any of the traits, those are called impurities that need to be purged out. So that's why it goes to the brother give me that, try this gold, this try. That's why the Lord is going to have to purge us. He got to get, because we got all these traits within us. We got all of that within us, right? Even Paul told you I was sold on this
Where we come from.
This is the worst. This is the worst generation, the worst set of people to ever live on the planet Earth.
Like for instance, right? We was taught have have an ego trip. Try to always how you say get one over. I'm supposed to outshine you. This is my point that we've been taught every bad thing, how to commute with each other, how to communicate with each other, even deal with each other. So we have to put, so again, yes, we all have some bullshit with us. But we're learning how to deal with each other again. Because our enemies have taught us how to kill and destroy ourselves, how to manipulate each other. That's why our women are at war with us, and our own parents are at fucking war. You might have a mother that was mad with you because your father, none of that. So do you know the grief, the anger that your mom showed you because of your father? Nigga left me. Take it out of the son of him. You know? There's a lot of bullshit though. You have to know this too. You have to accept this shit. A lot of guys, a lot of just people wake up, a lot of guys harvest a lot of bullshit in
For what they went through in the world. They want to try to curse the Most Highs because they went through a certain situation. Why did this have to happen to me? Why was I born like this? But you can't do that because at the end of the day, you're his creation.
Yeah, and another thing, those trying to check you and say something to you about it. Our first, like for instance, a lot of the time, Jacob tried to check you. So when you take it, they just couldn't take it. They got You know? Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, I want your bitch anyway, nigga. Bitch
Yeah,
ass
like,
nigga.
like you got this nigga. You got this nigga. I think it's just black culture is so destructive. You got this old ass nigga Mano beefing with this nigga Troy Ave. And this nigga, I just seen a clip. This nigga video. He been holding on this nigga chain for 7 years, so he can use it when he need it. What? That's the mindset of our people.
And you read the book Willie Lynch. Tell you how the older gets the younger.
Just to portray a tough guy. None of y'all are tough. When you want to come and lock y'all niggas up, all y'all begging for a plea.
Take that shit to them Edomite neighborhoods, man.
All these niggas cop a plea when E come at, they knocking at the door.
They gonna run it. All these niggas. That's what I'm saying. We were taught to basically enslave our own people. To yeah. But when Esau come, you know, that's when you want to hide. Then that's when I want to hide behind them. I hide behind my grandma couch, my grandmother's couch. You know.
It's black culture is the serpent. It's the serpent's philosophy, man. And bullshit y'all don't do.
When you sit down with the Edomite, oh, now you know how to read. Now you know how to use big words. But with your own people, it's a get over spirit.
Evil eye.
Yep. She was hot, bro. I don't like it. Fuck. Them pants hot, but. Oh my goodness, when a girl.
The nigga might congratulate you. What they really do is they congratulate you. And nigga scheming on you.
Yeah. Or this how you always tell it too. When a girl come around, or them jokes come, the jokes come on person.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Yeah. Like that nigga Flip on Buddy Parts. Now that Melissa Ford on the shit, this nigga always got something to say. When he changed when Melissa Ford got it, you can see Jake always act different when when it's a so-called good-looking woman. Nigga, you ugly, yeah. You gotta put down the next man. You see the woman come out, yeah, you ugly. Damn,
nigga, don't act like that.
Yeah. Doing the most. But if you was a real man, he like, yeah, ain't that big of a deal. Pretty women everywhere.
But that goes back to what we were bringing out earlier with Kafan. So, you know, we like them. We're like the lions behind the glass. You know what I mean? So especially when Jake see a woman, they lose their. Hey, show the oppression, make a wise man.
Don't even got a chance to get it. He's doing all that.
With hope, Jake hoped they could get a sniff of it. You know what I mean? So they
She crazy. Go ahead, bro.
Galatians 5 and verse 20.
Yeah, you want to treat her like shit. Say hi to her and then treat her like shit. Yep. She'll come running. Hey, trust me.
Hey, say you should not do another one. Hey.
Go cherry right there.
Shalom, Bob. Shalom.
Shalom, bro.
Oh, that's the truth. Yeah, that's 3 weeks in a row.
Yep. Right there.
Wow.
3 weeks in a row, brothers.
He missed it a couple weeks ago.
Boy.
Yeah.
We on the
Oh, talking about when it went past real quick. I seen when I was doing the video on trail and back in West Ghent. As soon as I looked up, it said,
wall.
I didn't say no yet. Good sign, man.
yeah. I said that in the video too.
Lord willing, they want you to sleep on a good note. They walking out.
Galatians 5 and verse 20. It says idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders.
Which everybody commits adultery. And adultery is witchcraft. Rebellion is witchcraft. Right? So if you're rebelling against the ways of Yahweh Shai, you're a witch. Everybody out here is a witch because you're rebelling against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shai. And the brother brought out earlier that Moses got these laws to show us the way to life. So if you stray away from it, you go towards what? Death. You're going to So when you see these people in World Star Hip Hop, these Instagram pages, I follow the Instagram pages I follow all the graphic shit. Like they got these gory pages
Yeah,
that's
kind
in private that they have to accept you to see the videos, and you see what's really going on in the world. Niggas be getting their legs split out on a daily basis. Women and niggas. This shit is happening constantly, and it's being recorded. We in a time where everything's being recorded, so you see brains, nigga on live, you see brains falling out.
So Jake stabbed him, they eat him like.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah,
Canada.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
They said,
Better.
yeah, they said on. I guess that's some type of conversation.
Well, he told no vapor. He was smoking a vape. He had his baby. So they smoking vape in my daughter.
That's two in actually week. We got one in New York. From a Judite shit.
This is the dark times we live in. You can literally watch your video of the life of the
No, bro.
That's well when you think about it. And this is common now. It's common to see that shit.
He was acting normal too. He wasn't scared of anything. He was just.
So you had one that nigga was with Shadid. Bitch killed him on the live show.
Yeah.
They was there with the order. He said, yo, get off. And the mama just as worried. She gonna feel bad after the fact, but she was instigating the whole shit.
Yeah, you done did this. She the kitchen. Yeah, you done did this. Gotta do that. You can't even come home and cook. Get you home all day.
So he tried to leave, and you put hands on him. You know what I'm saying? Then she shoot, she kills, and then the mom like, did you instigate it on? It just stay away from the black woman.
And then she said, "Oh, I shot him. I'm going to jail." Yeah, I'm going to jail. Yeah. I heard about that.
Crazy.
Kids screaming, talk about, oh, not my daddy.
That's it. Yeah. Now she lost the kid.
Oh, yeah. Shut up, something like that.
Yeah, I see it. That's what happened. Yeah.
Kenneth right there, right? When the girl ran the dude over, her husband, he on the ground, fading out. She, the bumper halfway off, she grabbed the bumper, slammed it on him, man.
You know that was
He ended
that
up
too?
dying, too.
That was on Jenny
I
Shopping
work
Center too.
right there now.
Yeah.
Oh, you over there for
Ghetto as hell.
Oh yeah.
Homeless
Where you
people
at?
all around.
Yeah.
That's a miracle. It's a homeless person.
Yeah, remember that one? Remember when Jake?
I saw you like lined up.
You go to work, niggas are sleeping in front of the door. You can't.
Hey, leave it over. Down the night.
Got the Target carts. Like this shit crazy.
They be waiting up at the food lines, man. They had, it was like a couple weeks ago, they had this lady come into the food line butt naked to the shit in the middle of the hour.
Don't go to New York. Go to the New York Transit.
He's funny.
He's
funny.
Hey, that's all I'm gonna say, man.
So
That was, man,
See, hold up, you just seen that one
one
with
time I went to New York and I seen some wild shit. I was like, yo, this shit, wow. Bitch ran me titties out.
That's no for nakedness. Ain't no for nakedness in New York.
Just like that,
Get some money.
That's actually a law that a woman can. But yo, did y'all just see the dude on the train? He had no shirt on, big ass stomach. He was looking at that girl food. And she was like, what?
Yeah,
Got to stop. The doors open, he grabbed a handful.
It was a prank though.
He grabbed a handful of it. All that.
What the?
This shit crazy. Go ahead, bro.
See that?
Galatians 5:21, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
That's a long list of qualities. So you gotta be rehearsing the righteous acts. You gotta be repenting on a daily basis, and you gotta be immersing yourself in the Word, because you don't want to be found with those traits in you. You know, now they're gonna be in you, but that's why we're going through a purging process. Did you get that? Go this try.
This Sirach 2:4, and it reads, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity."
Patient. Patience when you're brought to a lower state. Temperance. We're in a lower state, right? But we're not just here. You're not supposed to be in this situation pouting all the damn time. You're supposed to be assessing this situation, figuring out why we're in this predicament, figuring out what we have to do to get out of this predicament, and do it. And spend your time growing. Right? What's the point of the Lord putting your son on punishment? He just go. He just what is required from you, right? Be grateful he gave you this and grow and learn the traits that he wants you to learn. Pouting all the damn time. The Lord don't want his son to just pouting all the damn time. He raising, we're royalty, nobility. He's raising princes, right? It's the way we're supposed to conduct ourselves in that. You're right, before we went on. So I'm gonna take my punishment like a man. And I'm gonna learn from it and grow from it. I'm not just gonna sit and pout. When I come up out of this punishment, I'm gonna be a better man than I was when I went in. You don't want to come out of punishment being the same nigga or worse. It's like that's why jail is no benefit to prison, because they don't go in there and come out better. A lot of times they come out worse. They commit crimes and go back in, right?
Yes, we call them jailbirds.
Yeah, you're not rehabilitating people. They're not reforming it, right? You're not building this spirit.
What's that even like that, you know, that time, and they let him out and said, go back out to what? He didn't want to leave.
Well, if you think about it, Slocky, real quick, brother, that's why, you see the memes where school is real relatable to prison. Because think about it, in school, you get free breakfast,
Go there on the bus.
free lunch. When you was a kid, you had nap time. So think about it. The people that do all that time, say somebody does a crime at 17 and he gets sentenced as a grown man, he has to do 15 years. By the time you get out, the world's changed. He don't know how to fend for himself. A lot of them, they bug out and say, you know what, I'm going to violate my parole. So at least I know I got somewhere I can lay my head and I got 3 hots in the cops.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? Because somebody said to, like I said, it's called the movie Rampage, whatever, about the Edomite, whatever, 2014 movie, and he said to the homeless dude, "Why you standing out here in the cold? You might as well just go ahead and commit crimes, so that way you can be in jail and get fed and do all that stuff." So what's the point of being homeless in the cold, right? You know? Yeah, that's all.
You get everything, and they get used to that. That's why Jada said, I know people that go to jail just to get their teeth fixed. That's real stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would you be homeless?
They ain't got no benefits out there,
That's crazy.
This is Philippians chapter 2.
We do rapid fire.
And I'll start at verse 13. It says, "For it is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmuring."
See, it's for his pleasure. The scriptures tell us that it's his pleasure to give us the kingdom, but he wants his sons to be the spirit of his remembrance. I think one of you brothers brought it out about how gold is refined to perfection. You can see the reflection of it. He wants his sons to, and that's not just talking about on the carnal face of the looks. That's talking about the inner man, the traits that he has, the spirit that he has. He wants to be. So he's doing this for his pleasure, so his sons can be made alive. It hurts us. But he don't do that. He got to chastise his son. The scriptures say, "The father that love his son chastise him." You put the rod in your son. I need you to be great, so I'm gonna be your ass.
It's like starting at Sirach 43 on up. It tells you about how the Lord, the great works of the righteous men of the scriptures, how they left legacies. How did they leave their legacy by being purged? They leave the will of Yahweh Shem Shah. So it's required of us to do the same thing. We're going to be purged. When you get that kingdom,
whether you like it or not, the Lord gonna purge his sons. Because it ain't for you, it's for him, it's for his glory.
Hey, it goes back to that war. And war is going to hurt. War is not pretty. War is not beautiful at all. Hey, Anybody that took that goes to war knows you have to always be told things going to happen when this replenished, when this score is going to be corrected. Because once all out, and you're gonna be thankful in the long run. After you, when you go to war and you conquer, you get the spoils. That's what you're doing. That's what's going to happen to Yahweh Shah.
And you think the Lord loves us in this state? Look at us. He don't like this because it brings shame to his name. That's right. He wants us to be perfected. So the nations, because he chose us as a nation. So how look his chosen nation is the weakest nation on earth. Don't have no type of power. It makes the nations look at him like, oh, he chose them. This is what he chose. So he gotta build us up for his name's sake. The scriptures tell you he do it for his name's sake. We're out here looking like fools for his name's sake.
And that's why he also kept a small number. He glorified even more.
Because, contrary to what these Christians teach, they think the Most High is peace. But we got to remember, his name is Yahweh host. You go into that word host, it means the army. What does the army do? They fight. They get ready for war. This is Psalms 144:1. It says, the Psalm of David, blessed be Yahweh my strength, who's teaching my hands to war and my fingers to fight. But now, right now, we got a spiritual. It's a spiritual thing right now. But I just brought that out because, hey, the Most High is not just peace. In order to obtain peace, what do we have to do? We have to fight. We have to fight the flesh. We have to fight this good fight of faith, so we can obtain eternal peace.
When you're reading that the Psalms of David, how did we get to peace during the time of Solomon? David had many wars he fought to the point he wasn't able to build the temple because Christ said that he had to So at that point, that's what David was writing about. He needed to build an order to be able to conquer and build the kingdom so a time would come when we would have peace. And that's what you're seeing with the tabernacle of David being rebuilt. But it's a spiritual focus too. We're being skilled, iron sharpening iron. It's wielding our swords, we're sharpening our swords. Like the brother was speaking about earlier, how are we breaking this man down? By the word, speaking, right? The vibration, we're pushing out, right? We're very skilled in it now, to where anybody can come up and they're gonna fall on their face if they deal with us in the scripture. They just are.
We're like prisoners of war. Pure devils. Being built back up again. Fight again. Yes, we were conquered. We were the one that escaped.
And we boast in it too. The scripture said we don't boast in anything, boast in his word. We boast in the fact, hey, because in the world I used to play basketball. See, I boast in the fact, I
get some talk shit on that.
Listen, I want it. Come on. So we can score. This is what we put our life in. You can't defeat us through the spirit of God. It ain't gonna work.
I've never seen somebody come back out here twice.
It ain't gonna happen. Spiritual hands, like other Apostle Hudson. Precepts. With the spiritual hands. Go ahead, brother.
Back in Philippians chapter 2 and verse 13, it says, for it is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings. So that was going back onto the point.
Yeah, murmurs and disputings. Yeah. You're not just sitting in the corner. Oh, I'm kicking my hand. Oh, I'm kicking my hand.
Hey, what did they glorified? Yeah, they glorified in scourge, being reprimanded, being beaten. They glorified in that. I mean, we're not even, all right, it may happen soon, but are we getting our ass whooped right now for being out here? No. Yes, we catch ups, but my point is this: we shouldn't be the guy that nobody wants to be around. When you come around or when you're around,
man. You know what I'm saying?
No
confidence.
Yeah,
the truth
was me.
The truth supposed to give you confidence.
You're supposed to give other brothers any rejuvenate brothers, man.
Even if you forget, I was going into that a couple months ago. Even if you, that's a character trait that goes in the charity too. Even if you have a bad day, you don't project that on the brothers. You can be having a shitty day, but the brothers,
that must make you happy.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's your spirit. Yeah, you don't take it up.
Get away from me, Move,
Because you got them jakes that come in and think their slavery is worse than yours. Every brother has his own journey he's going. You can't say that your trials is worse than another brother because we all have our own journey. That's some nigga shit.
You don't know my stuff.
Right.
My stuff. That's some nigga shit.
That Boosie spirit. You don't know my shit.
You know what I'm saying? How do you say that, Jane, too?
I even like that nigga out of that song. I hate it.
A lot of brothers with that woe is me spirit, they hold on to their old life and how they was raised or what they had to go through. But remember, we take off that old man. We fight to come on a new man. We're fighting a whole nother fight. You know what I mean? You can't have that spirit on you, that woe is me spirit, man. We here to uplift each other, you know? Now, it's all right if you're going through something, you put one of your brother's side like, look, man.
Yeah, that's totally different.
You know what I'm saying? But every time you come around, man, I was treated wrong. And this, nah, we ain't trying to, that ain't it.
Be good, shit, good.
I mean, it ain't even funny, but you know.
Because you have people in the world that always doing it. They always complain about what they went through.
Yeah,
They're like, bro, so what?
And a lot of those don't red pill niggas. Here it is. Y'all complaining about not being able to get women. A lot of women don't want to get shit. Don't want to get with y'all niggas. Y'all not working on yourself. A lot of them really are men. You know what I'm saying?
They
You
call
need
it
to work on yourself as men. You have no self-confidence. You have no purpose. You have no drive.
Talk about yourself.
No ambition. Better yourself as a man. And you focus on some fucking person. Get your stupid ass out of here, man.
I need.
No, nigga, you need to work with yourself, man.
Hey,
I
God.
don't want you nowhere near throne till you work on yourself, man. You don't need nowhere. Yeah, you don't need to be nowhere near a power seat till you work on yourself.
What's the scripture where it say, if a man can't rule himself, how can he be able to rule a kingdom?
That's right, yeah.
You got to be able to build up yourself and make sure that you're good before you can be able to order and be in charge of other people, man.
God, because like what every day we still growing in this thing, man. You know, the job that you gotta do, we still learning things. I mean, I still learning.
If the Lord put you on a throne right now, you confident you can rule a nation of people? Come on, man. Read the scriptures how nervous men of the Lord was when they were put in powerful positions. But I'm not gonna be able to do this. You know, you need immense wisdom. Even Solomon said, look, he ain't pray for the riches. Before he prayed for anything, he prayed for wisdom to lead, to be able to lead the people. We gotta go through this purging process to be able to, if we're gonna be part of that 144 governing body, we gotta go through this. Be able to lead what we about to go into. A nation of people. I don't want to be on the throne nervous, not knowing what the fuck.
Nah. Hey, prime example, look at Moses. He was scared, you know what I mean? He didn't know what to do either. But you know what I mean, the Lord had to give him that spirit. And he said, what? Who made man's mouth, who made his? But what Moses had to do it. You know, he was scared, but he had faith in the Lord. You see what happened, man. You know, I mean, he never thought that, you know, he had to go lead the people. You know?
Moses had to go through a purging process too before he went through it.
Exactly.
Moses had to leave Egypt. He had a journey out. He had a journey out. He learned himself as a man before he came back and led them out of
To get birth being an Egyptian.
You got a woman in the midst of it. See, that's why you ain't supposed to worry about this thing. Like we were speaking about last week. Jacob didn't thought he was going to run into Leah and Rachel. He was just fleeing. Yeah, he was on his man shit. He got that shit. You know, that's what happens on our journey. So the Lord can have you just do so bad you run into the woman of your life. The Lord is writing this story. That's why you don't get too high, too low. If you don't get what you want, then it's going to come from this. It's going to be taken care of.
In the kingdom, you're going to get it.
You're going to get it all in there. So, what is that scripture saying? It says, on the Lord's right hand side is pleasures forevermore, never ending pleasures. You can't even perceive that right now.
And remember, the Lord going to have Keisha home. Lord, he does what he's doing in the kingdom, man. You know?
Philippians 2 and 14 again says, do all these things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of power, without rebuke, in the midst of crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
That's heavy scriptures. That's how you know him. That's how you know his servant. Servant going through your punishment as a man. All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain.
So what we're doing is not in vain. Because of the scripture say our Lord is not unjust to forget our works. So we serve a beautiful power where he's going to reward us beyond our greatest imagination. Right? For even doing this. Really, we should just be doing it anyways. But on top of that, he's going to give you a reward of being joint heirs with his commission. Which should make you even want to go harder. Right? Because he could have just said, just do it and you get nothing. Go ahead.
It says, verse 17, yeah, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with you all. For the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. So that's pretty much it on that. But let's say, for instance, we sacrifice, being beheaded, for this truth. We should rejoice in that, man, that we was able to die for our Lord Yahweh Shai and our brethren, putting our life on the line, for the Admin and for the widow.
Instead of getting your head knocked off, you out here trying to make a drug deal. You know what I mean? Or sleeping with another man's. There we go, sleeping with. You trying to knock another man's woman down, and he coming. Because I know people who died like that. They were the ghosts like that. It's an honor and a privilege to be in this truth. So we got to get it out. Hey, man, you should be proud. You should be happy. Of course, your carnal gonna be scared. Come on, nigga. We truly believe in the kingdom, right? All right, man.
I'm glad you say that. Like I was saying last week about the chick I was talking to, because she married immediately.
That's it.
I texted her, I said, noted. I ain't hit her back. Nigga in the world. Noted. I said the emoji shit too. But a nigga in the world, though, wouldn't have made that sacrifice. He would have. Every time they link up, more to the point she started caving in. That's what niggas do. But see, that what separates us from worldly niggas. And the Lord wants that. He puts you in those type of situations to see what you do. So we have to continue to grow in that. Everything that we're learning, we have to put it together for the action. You just can't be out here just reading the scriptures just to read.
The thing about it, you got to ask yourself this, man. She would be into her husband. What the fuck she ready if she would do that? Listen, that was
the bitch took my number. You know you got a nigga.
Listen, that's why
crazy. Bro.
Every chick that says she had a boyfriend, man, and she willing to play like that, right. She doesn't give a fuck about your life. That's right. Now, think about it. Remember this, man. It was this chick that went to the gym. Seen her run into at the gas station. Long story short, her man had matching Camaros. I'm talking about a nice joint. Order one. She wouldn't be with me. I'm looking like I can't give you none of that.
You already know what she was doing.
And she would offer me to go out and drink, go out and do this. I'm like, yo, no, chill. No, you married. No. That, like you said, no.
Nope.
Never. You married my father. Nah, none of this. Nope. Because if you would do that to your husband, and he done got you that, why the fuck would I trust you? Come on, man. So Jake, again, think with his lust, rap music.
Yeah, we're weak in the flesh, so it's very easy to let Satan trick you into that. Maybe she'll leave him and do something like, nah, you shouldn't be going down that path. You playing with fire.
You might be looking. When a woman say she got another dude, you dip. Now I know women lie, but once you find out, dip.
Yeah, see,
she playing with your
that's
life,
it right
man.
there. That's it right there. Because 9 times out of 10, all these women. But when you this goes back to us taking off the old man, because like you said, the rap music. What's one of the first bars? I fuck your bitch.
Bitch.
You know what I mean?
And they say with and they make this shit catchy.
Yeah, but see, I was meditating on this earlier. This is spirit, because now that we come into the understanding, why would I want to stick my rod in something that another man sticking their rod?
That's like you know, play ball.
Right. Now check this out. I was thinking even more, because all right, now you got that, but then you got to think what the average nigga doing out there. sticking his rod in that woman, and how many other women, and maybe a nigga he's sticking his rod in, or playing receiver. You know what I'm saying? In this world, because everything's accepted, right? Yeah, so everything. So why would you want to? That's filthy. You know what I mean?
She done blew his rod.
Right.
Probably swallowed his seed.
Toss his salad.
Right.
Niggas is doing that.
Yeah.
Nigga got his legs up in
Yep.
his solar tank.
And that's in the music now too.
Niggas is doing that shit.
What's it?
Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
Nigga Trick Daddy said he like to get ate out.
What?
Nigga Trick Daddy crazy.
Really, you know, and that's why I always say, like, a lot of things we want, the Lord don't want it for us. He know what,
Don't need it.
but yeah, and he knows what it comes with. He knows what this woman part is good for. He like, I don't want that for myself. I don't want your father. You better than that. But you just looking on the outward part, like, damn, she the Lord, like, damn. Because the wicked woman is given to what? The man.
My brother, he rapped said, dirty bitches that physically look the cleanest. So just because a woman looks beautiful on the outside, man, if you can see their spirit, you know what I mean? Or the blood-borne pathogens, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what she's walking around with, you know?
Well, I remember what's his name said something. I think it was that he was like, women could walk around with their number on their forehead. Number been on their forehead.
They be looking like them rappers. That shit be all over. All them numbers.
Just put the count. Just put a
Right.
count. Like we had 100 to 100.
It should be a headband, huh?
And then you'll be like, oh,
Yeah, God.
you'll be going to the bishop with what? None. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it will be a lot more pieces
That's
of
what he
that.
said. It'll be a lot better.
You know, but
How y'all doing?
and that's what he
How
said.
y'all
To
doing?
some brother.
I'm just checking y'all out, man. Oh, man, this is cold. Can I take a picture?
No, not of us.
No.
Not of us.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah, not of us.
I got appreciate. Colossians 3:5. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
And what
Fornication.
does mortify means? Put to death. Kill him. Right? Right?
It says, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things the sake of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua cometh on the children of obedience, in the which ye also walk
The
sometime.
children of disobedience, right? Because it's rebellion. Right? So when judgment comes, it's because you're being disobedient. Disobey, the Lord got to tax your ass. Even with us, we get a lot of times when things happen to us, and we deserve it. Some shit we probably did once, Probably wasn't studying enough, did enough videos, the Lord decided to judge you 3 months later. Don't think because he don't judge you that we ain't about to get your ass. The Lord don't deal in the same time. He's eternal. He ain't in no rush. Oh, nigga, I get you. You know what I'm saying? Have everything fall apart on
Even years later.
you. Years later, had you bugging out.
When you old.
Might take the oil from you. You
Yeah.
pissed him off real bad.
Hey, you know, if the world was continuing, he might spare you and curse your seed.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Take your seat from him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what was the scripture? The man that was lame. You know what I'm saying? They asked what has he done? Or what has his fathers done?
Yep.
You know?
Look at some of them hamburgers. Nigga born with his back inverted.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Remember the Richmond on Broad? The fuck is they?
And that Ishmaelite baby had that big ass head.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah.
retarded. Yo.
See, hey, you look at a lot of them, even like some of them are born with cleft lips. Head be this fucking. I see one nigga had head. Yo, what's the cartoon with brain shit? The nigga shit was like this. He a baby. This shit
Yeah.
just.
Dang.
I seen that. You seen the veins
You
on
gotta put that out there.
Yeah, nah.
He got.
Kill me.
What the fuck you got? Yeah, what the fuck you got there? But that's judgment. The Lord can do that, man. So it shows you the Lord hates you because you don't be seeing that type of shit when it's Jake like that. You go to them other countries, they be doing all type of crazy shit. But let's get back to what we was at. We gonna wrap it up.
It says, for which things sake the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua come upon the children of disobedience, and the which ye also walked some time when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. says,
And what is filthy communication? Is filthy communication saying fuck you, up yours? No. Filthy communication is words that corrupt the truth. Right? Anything that's contrary to this truth is filthy communication. If I'm teaching you to go on, that's filthy communication. If I'm teaching you to break the law, statutes, and commandments, how about you shut? That's filthy communication. Right? If you tell me, hey, the chick you talking to got a man, and I tell you it's okay, brother, that's filthy communication. You gotta pull all that worldly shit off that you used to walk with in the world. Right?
it says, lie not to one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. Verse 10, it says, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
After the image of him that created him. So he wants to see himself in you. That's what he's doing this for, man. So we're going to think like him, we're going to move like him. That's why in that day we're going to be able to torture Edomites and not feel no way about it.
Just like he was tempted, but he was able to overcome. Same thing we're tempted, we had to overcome.
We got to overcome. And we got to be chastised. We know is the servant greater than the master. Yahweh Shah was chastised. They said it pleased the Most High to bruise his sons. Why? So he could have him sit right beside him.
Remember, yes, sometimes you be like, man, I don't want to fight no more, or you don't want to go to be at war anymore. You want the king of war,
Which is good.
yeah, no,
You're tired of it.
yeah. You're tired of
Fatigue.
you ever been in the ring, you get tired, man. You
But
just
those
wanna-
that persevere overcome with. Just like when if you got two great fighters, which I hope Tank and Ryan Garcia, I hope they live up to the hype. If they get to like the 10th round, the 9th round, it's not about who got the best skill anymore. It's about who's able to persevere with the mind and overcome the fatigue. Because all of them gonna be tired. You're gonna be tired, but that's why they try to get dudes out early. Once you in that temple, everybody tired. Who
Got
can
strong as
persevere?
well.
Yeah, who can perverse? And really, that's where we at right now. And now as we get closer towards the end, it's going to get even tighter. And it's going to get even harder. You're going to feel even more, but who's going to be able to persevere in this fight? Because we all skilled. You got the wisdom and knowledge, but who's able to persevere when it's getting hard? When the flesh is weak.
Especially, again, going back to like the brother was talking about purging himself from the world, because we were taught how to be fucking weak and cowards. You got feminized, your mama destroyed you, you didn't have really righteous fathers, he was a nigga the majority of the time. Again, we never were taught warfare, man. We were never taught the so-called white man was our enemy. We were never taught anything bad about America. Hey, perfect timing. What Mike say? Perfect timing.
That's the spirit.
We never taught about war, man. You know? Hey, that's what the devil can walk right past you. Yeah, nigga, I got you one. See, you know? But that just shows you our people haven't been taught war. And, you know, hey, you still gotta, in that ring, you still gotta fight, man. Hey, back in the day, with 15 rounds, man. You know?
You think Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield is? That nigga was tired, man. He said it too. He got frustrated. He couldn't beat Holyfield in that fight. So I mean, he lost in the worst way. You don't want to go out like that.
You ain't gonna run. But you gotta walk on the ropes. You got it, bro.
This is 2 Timothy.
You even grateful. And then, you know, however you feel about Floyd ain't got hit in certain fights. And he persevered through it. You know? Great fighters know how to overcome when they're hit. You know, you got to be able to take a hit and keep going. You know, because you're going to get hit. I see even Tank got hit. I forgot who he was fighting. He got hit. Pitbull. Yeah. He got rocked.
Shit, Rolly hit him.
Bringing us.
Rolly and the other dude, the last
Hector?
King dude that he fought.
No, not Rolly. It was the one before.
No, the one Hector. We hit him with some.
Hector Garcia?
Yeah.
There was one joint, he was on the ropes, about to go. And he threw that up and knocked through that. He was almost out of it.
Yeah, it's not because them hits, you watching on TV, you think, oh man, that shit hurt. That shit hurt.
It's like getting punched in the face.
Little boxer hit you. Nah, fuck that, I'm doing that shit. Let a football player tackle you. Oh nigga, I ain't never playing football again.
Brian Dawkins.
Let a nigga that big tackle you full speed. Oh, you be a nigga with some Tweety Bird with
no. Hey, no, dude,
Yeah,
this the worst one to get hit. catch like that.
Man,
You turn around, track, bow. That's the worst one. That's the worst hit.
This nigga got CTE. Nigga, next day you see him, this nigga, he gonna be a rapper. He don't know what's wrong with him. The nigga got hit.
Concussion. Brain damage.
Go ahead, brother.
No, yeah.
This is 2 Timothy 2 and 4. No, 2 and 3. It says, therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier for Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
You know you're at war. Why does a soldier give a fuck about civilian shit? You're a soldier. You're a warrior.
Yeah, what's the movie Dead Presidents? When he was telling me, nigga, you can't be about what's going back home.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You're dead, man. You gotta focus on what's we in the trenches. What's that? What's the movie called?
Yeah,
Dead
but
Presidents.
I gotta watch it. They got Chris Tucker.
You ever seen Dead Presidents? You never seen Dead Presidents?
Dude chopping off heads and put it in the book
They
bag.
can't have this brother come watch all black culture movies. There's too many movies you ain't seen, man. Too many you ain't
That's a
seen.
classic. You know that.
Hop
Yeah,
out the
but now
trash
you in the
cans.
trenches looking at pictures of your woman,
Right.
child, reminiscing. Your ass about to get
You
blown
about
up.
to step on the mine. You're too busy looking at it.
You can't do it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come home.
Like you used to say though, you know, in the ancient times when men went to war, they wasn't worried about their family no more.
Now they tell you there's a law on that. If a man had just got married and built the house, do not let him go to war. It's going to affect his mind.
Yeah, they would just leave their families behind, literally be gone for however long the war took. Like them Roman Caesars, I mean, you can say what you want about the Romans, they Edomites, of course, but them dudes used to leave for years until they earned the stripes to come back and sit on the throne as Caesar. You know, you had this guy Pompey. Them niggas used to leave. They wasn't in Rome. They would leave and conquer so they could get a good name and get praised when they go back to Rome. Years in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? That's what men used to do.
It's all about conquering.
Yeah. Right now we in war. We can't be worried about the high school girl that broke your heart.
Trauma.
I was
He hurt. Nigga hurt.
Bitch,
Hold grudges.
Bitch, you wanna go to prom with me?
I was looking at.
That's another thing. I don't hold grudges.
So I was watching Captain America. He in the middle of war. He checking time. He got a picture of his woman on the little foot. That's what this world do. Nah, you can't have that mindset.
The woman he had back before.
And he ain't even beat yet. You know, he just hoping. You know. You know.
But yeah, Dead Presidents is good because when he came home, his woman was getting popped.
Yep.
My pig. My pig.
Sucking on the
lollipop.
lollipop.
He tried to.
Then he had a door to turn up. You should be thinking. She want to put it on you like that.
Yeah, that straight disrespect.
Straight wild.
Yeah. And he almost lost his life, remember? Right there in the stairway.
He been on being yeah, then he hit the nigga up.
Yeah, he pulled a big ass 4-5 out
So
of
it's like, nigga, you been off the wall. You coming back to that shit.
Oh, the movie Jarhead, they tell you about it, man.
Yeah, that Jarhead was a good one.
Yeah. They came home right there, you know, this girl with another man. You know? A lot of them commit suicide on that shit. You know, in the military, man. It's crazy.
That nigga stuck in the 99. That's that spirit.
He plays. That's a one.
You got anything else?
I got a real quick one. This Psalms one, I think it already came out. That's Psalms 144 and 1. It says, "Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teaches my hands to war."
You know, we're going to wrap it up, man. You know, hope Lord willing, this is edifying. Lord willing, we'll be out next week. We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. The bonus to the elder post of Great Millstone. Shalom to the full elect. Kwame El-Shalom.
Kwame El-Shalom.
Wolf Level Ball.
Wolf Level Ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Nah, bro, that was